started yet.
No, I stopped it. Oh my goodness, we're getting everyone in here.
Oh.
Oh my lord.
Oh shit, not
The
this
whole,
guy.
the whole gang.
I started recording.
Ow.
Started recording, guys.
Omega.
Take
So you're already recording.
Man.
No, I stopped it because it got really quiet. So I was like, I'm gonna shut that.
I was gonna say, I came into the party and it was like dead quiet.
That was the podcast.
I was waiting for you to join. You were taking a while to buffer.
Who, Tegato? Oh.
Yeah.
I went to the bathroom when no one was talking, so I'm like, alright, I'm just gonna go check who's in my house and go to the bathroom real quick. And I told Omega to come in. He's like, taking his sweet ass time, you know.
Dude, you know how to watch Mike's podcast? We're streamed. We're doing the
Mike has a
podcast.
podcast?
You know?
Oh, he does. Yeah, you're right. Fancy Fixer.
Super exclusive.
Was he doing the Game Time podcast?
No, he hasn't done one in a while.
Him and Tom haven't done it in a while.
Yeah. Good thing you're here, Tegato, because I was scared. I had to do the recap for NXT. And I was like, I kind of remember what happened. I remember the last match because I saw it like.
I know
Right
what
before-
happened up until the last match.
Yeah, because I saw pretty much half of it yesterday. And
That's
half
the only
of it
match I
today.
didn't see.
I gotta watch the. I'm gonna pull up the recap though.
Pull it up. Yeah, where
Pull up,
Take
pull
it
up,
out?
pull up.
Because they're
Hey,
like,
it's tell me when you're ready and I'll kick it off.
dude, you could just kick it off whenever. Just let us know. You're the host, dude. You're leading this.
Ed,
But yeah, Take it
you're the
over.
host.
We're worried. We're like, man, Take it really. He told us a time he was gonna be here and this and that. And then he's quiet. I was like, oh.
Nah, dude, So, I told you the time. I was gonna get back at that time, and then, you know, girlfriend stuff. And that changes everything, boys. Let me tell you, that changes everything.
I'm like, did Tiana just, get murdered by his girlfriend? What's going on?
Nope. I'm
Hey, man,
alive.
as long as she can
We're
take
alive.
over for Tegato, it's all good.
Yeah, she gives an NXT report.
Yeah.
We're good.
She can't give an NXT recap.
Okay. Could she try?
No. She could fail.
Oh, damn.
She'd also be like, what the hell is this crap?
What's this wrestling
What
crap?
in the world? What in God's name?
Is her last name
And I
Ben
just-
by chance?
Baga.
Her first name's Chris.
Oh, Jesus. On Tegato.
Omega.
What does that mean, Omega? What did you send me?
iMessage? I
Ow.
Do I have?
was gonna message you on iMessage.
You can do that?
Alright, are we? Whenever you're ready,
I think so.
Payback, just cut everybody off and tell them to shut up.
Yeah. Oh, should we,
Give me 2 seconds
I
here.
guess we're having Omega here, 5th member. Fuck it, I guess,
I can leave, man.
Oh, dude, no, that's alright.
Does everybody get on the vision?
Well, we got-
Level up.
We gotta get the New Japan report though.
That's the only thing he's good for.
Fucking
What do we do?
lichens, dude. Why are they so freaking hard?
What do we do? I believe from my nose.
You've been from your
With all
nose.
this excitement.
Do you believe in ghosts?
Figuratively. I bloated.
We didn't get the vintage Motorhead intro.
We haven't started yet.
Yeah, I get the. Oh, the vintage Motorhead. All right, we gotta get Motorhead in here.
I don't know where I started the recording actually. And I think about it. I think I started mid sentence when everyone was talking. So I need to make it fade in. Or else it'll be weird.
Let's see. Let's go with this one. It's time to play the game.
Ba-dum-bum.
It's time to play the game.
Jesus.
Ba-da-dum, 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 ba-da-dum.
Right? I think it does that.
Bow! Ba-da-dum, ba-da-dum. It's time to play the
Oh,
game.
I should turn off all my notification sounds before this starts. Just in case.
Over your shoulder, you're ready to run.
Smoking gun.
Going in like a smoking gun.
That's
I
what it
am
is.
the game. And I play the... Well, I don't play by the rule. I don't remember where it goes.
I don't.
And then it goes...
What is it again? I don't. Yeah.
I don't play by the rules. I am the game. And then he goes, I am the game. And
I want to play.
want to play me?
No, I want to play.
No. Okay. And I want to play.
Gotta play the game.
And then the drum kick. And then, spits. Then Hunter spits all over the crowd. And all the women in the front row go, ah, spit on me more.
Oh God! What kind of events are you going to?
Can you imagine? Can you imagine being in the front row when Triple H did that and spit all over you? Like,
They call it the splash zone for a reason.
do you think they warn people on the tickets that like they need to bring their own parkas?
You will be spit on.
You need to bring your own ponchos.
I always wondered, do they warn the people in front row when like if shit's gonna go down in the front row? You know, in the barricade.
I think security, like, definitely tells them like, hey, back off or whatever. Because most of the time when people get thrown into the barrier, people are like sitting down.
Yeah.
Like I never see people like hanging over the edge like what, you know. You see people like hanging over the front row and all that stuff, or leaning up against it. Like you never see that when people get thrown into it.
Is this security? Isn't the security part of the arena, or is it part of WWE?
It depends. Usually it's part of the arena, though.
Yeah.
So we're all here. So we have a fifth member.
Well, present.
Omega, when we get in the New Japan report, or no, wait, how does it go? So when we get to NXT, by the end of NXT, you should go do your thing.
Alright, man.
Oh, okay, I thought he was in here.
I just can't really focus because, you know, the whole chair shot to the head thing.
Oh, dude, it's alright. I mean,
I'm sorry that Hulk Hogan came in also with Macho Man and just decided to like
beat you up, dude.
It's pretty fucking weird, man.
Oh,
That little black box he carried with him.
just, you know, keep an eye out when you do that, the New Japan report. You know, when we want you to be safe.
Was Elizabeth there with him?
Dude, I don't know what happened. Hulk Hogan comes out of nowhere. He's wearing a hoodie most of the time.
He's wearing a hoodie.
He's just so fast.
I love it.
And it's fucking Hulk Hogan, man.
Oh yeah, brother.
Oh, yeah.
Double shock.
Alright, just let me know. Oh, God, I was pulled this.
Alright.
You gonna start it?
You guys ready?
Yeah, let's get it. Let's get it.
Do it.
You good, Kevin?
No, I was telling everyone to be quiet for
I
you.
didn't like that, man.
Alright.
You can take as many takes as you want. Doesn't matter.
I'm only going to take one. I'm just going to say, welcome everybody to the most must-see podcast. Welcome to the Botched Finished podcast. This is a podcast where we chat about wrestling. I'm one of the many people here. I am called KillerPayback, and to the bottom of me, I have the man made of ants, Ant-Man.
Hey, yo.
Alright. And then, right below him on my screen is the ace of the squad, KevinAceX.
I'm below you. I'm on top. Well, all right. What's up, everyone?
And then on my screen below him is our special guest of the evening. We don't really like to talk about him, but he is the Alpha and the Omega. He is Omegaveli, or as he likes to be called, Rip Wilson.
It's me, the American Chris Jericho. What's up?
See? See? Like I said.
The American Chris Jericho. It's ridiculous.
It's true though.
All right. And then right below him on my screen is man, I don't really have a pun for him. I guess you can just call him the Tay of Gatos. Tay Gato 61.
Baby.
At first I was like, is he speaking about Tigato?
No. I was kidding. No.
Easily
right.
forgotten. Easily forgotten.
Well, like I said
Nonsense.
before, this is the Botched Finish podcast. Each and every week we have 4, this week 5, wrestling fans gathering around this Xbox Live party, each bringing you an opinion on the WWE shows of that week. If you like that, follow us on. There's a link. It's bit.ly/botchedfinish. YT.
For YouTube.
Again, that's bit.ly/botchedfinish. YT. And if we have the link for Twitter, is this right?
Yeah, that's right. I didn't change that.
And follow us on Twitter at twitter.com/botchfinish. And okay, right. Well, this is the week of March 24th, 2019.
Oh, we should be seeing those dates.
so-
God damn it.
This week we're gonna cover Raw, SmackDown, NXT. We might get a New Japan report, and then our theme, not really theme, more like a topic of the podcast is the 2K game. And yeah,
Soon to be talked about. Jeez, I got a lot to say about that, but we'll get to that later.
of course. So, I should ask right now, Kevin, did you fall asleep during Raw?
I did.
Okay, so then we'll have both games of where Kevin fell asleep and what was cut.
I got a problem with this falling asleep thing, because this might happen. It didn't happen this week. It almost did. I fell asleep, and I woke up, and I almost went back to sleep.
Whoa, so you could fall asleep twice?
Yeah, I don't know if
Damn.
you guys want to play that game with trying to figure out 2 spots, or should I tell you there's 2 spots? So.
Whoa, yeah, you should tell us that there's 2 spots.
Okay. That's gonna be a lot.
If that
harder
ever
for me.
happens.
Yeah, I almost did it this week, but that was a close one.
That would have been interesting.
I'm glad I'm glad that you pulled through, Kevin. Thank you for watching Raw for us.
No, dude, I should have fallen asleep again after what I saw. Oh man, I should have just you know what?
We'll get to that later, Kevin.
Holy moly! God damn, Raw. Why 3 hours? Just 2 hours, please. So, what are we recapping? Raw,
Alright, we'll
SmackDown, NXT.
Oh, Raw. We're going to Raw, of course. So I'm just gonna go over what happened real fast, and then we'll play the games, and then we'll run through it again. Have any thoughts on it? Stuff like that. Regular stuff we've done the past couple weeks.
So,
All right. So
before you
Go for it.
start it, if anyone's new to the podcast, let's explain what's the game. Like we talked about a little
Fair
bit
enough.
earlier, I fall asleep during Raw every once in a while. More like a lot of the whiles. Like a lot.
It's like every week, Kevin.
Man, it's tiring, dude. 3 hours? Like, geez, just cut it down. But yeah, so the game is these 4 guys, usually it's 3 guys, trying to figure out what promo or match did I fall asleep in. And it's usually 2 matches or 1 match, or like 3 matches. And like I said before, it may happen where I wake up, I sleep, and I wake up during the match, and then I fall back to sleep. So that might happen. So these guys are trying to figure out when I fell asleep. So that's pretty much the game. It's only for Raw. I don't do it usually for SmackDown. I respect SmackDown a lot more than that. it is what it is. You can go and tell us what happened in Raw, because we.
And of course, what got cut is I watched the Hulu version of Raw, and there's about 40 minutes that get cut each and every week that are put on Hulu. So we're just guessing what matches or promos got cut from that week of Raw. All right, so going through it all, it starts off with the title card saying that Raw, sorry, not Raw, that the main event of WrestleMania will be main evented by the Ronda Rousey versus Charlotte Flair versus Becky Lynch for the Raw Women's Championship, which is big news. First ever women's main eventing WrestleMania, and then Ronda Rousey comes out to the ring. She cuts a small little promo. It was a pretty good promo compared to the rest of them. Get more on that. They brought back a match that I didn't think they ever would. They had a Beat the Clock challenge.
What did they bring back? There's no point. We'll be talking about that later. Jesus.
So it was Becky, Charlotte, and Ronda having a match against one of the Iconics. Ronda sets the time, minute 30.
Me and Ruby Riot,
Charlotte,
the Riot Squad.
Yeah, it's Riot Squad.
Oh, yeah. Did I say Riot Squad?
You said Iconics.
You said
What did I say?
Iconics.
Oh, I meant to say the Riot Squad. I don't know why I said
Perfect.
that. Forgive me. Anyways. They all take turns facing off against one of the Riot Squad. Ronda sets the time. Charlotte can't beat the time. Becky beats the time. Nothing else I can say there. All right, and then after that, we have Bobby Lashley's Intercontinental Championship challenger being decided. Let's see. So it's advertised as a handicap match: Finn Balor versus Bobby Lashley and Lio Rush. If he can beat them, he gets the match at WrestleMania. Turns out Lio Rush can't compete, so he has a replacement in Jinder Mahal. All right. Quick match. I believe it was only like 4 minutes or something like that. Pretty insane. Finn Balor comes out strong, beats literally everyone there, the Singh brothers, and he pins Jinder, and he gets the match at WrestleMania. All right. Elias has a couple of vignettes during the thing. One where he is in Times Square, I believe. Oh, no, that was last. No, that was this week. Yeah. And then another where he's playing and he gets his money stolen. Nothing much to say about that. It was pretty. I don't get why they did that. All right, and then the next match was.
I think it was at the same street that X-Pac did that thing at. Because they look kind of identical.
Probably. Next match was the Revival versus Aleister Black and Ricochet. Match was pretty good. They've been having consistent matches pretty well. The Ricochet and Black looked pretty slower than usual, but yeah. And yeah, is there anything else to say about that? I don't think so.
Are we supposed to talk about it?
No, not really.
Or you gotta go over? Yeah.
No. I didn't know if I was missing anything there.
Oh no.
All right. Then there was a promo after that where Drew McIntyre was asking for Roman Reigns' answer to his challenge at WrestleMania, in which Roman goes out, beats him up.
Answer my challenge, Roman.
Jesus, he's got a crap out of
Answer. Answer my challenge, Roman.
You know what I want.
Everybody, it's Drew McIntyre.
Everyone's yelling for WrestleMania. Jeez.
After that little thing, McIntyre goes backstage, is confronted by Dean Ambrose, who asks him for a last man standing match later that night, to which he accepts. Then after that, Sasha Banks and Natalya have a one-on-one match with Bailey and Beth Phoenix in the corner. Match was cut short by Nia Jax and Tamina's interference, and Beth Phoenix obviously went to her partner's aid, but was attacked by Nia Jax, and she still got one over on them. Then they broke the news that the Hart Foundation is being inducted into the WWE Hall of Fame with Natalia out there, and see them crying and all that jazz. Short little interview with Sasha Banks and Bailey after that. Nothing really to note there. Then you have Moment of Bliss, which is finally in the ring for once.
Yep.
Okay, she has her guest Braun Strowman to try to reconcile between Braun and Colin Jost and Michael Che. Which we learned that Michael Che and Colin Jost are entering the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royale.
Sorry, Pay. Just, oh god, keep going. Man, we'll talk about this when we finish. But man, there's so much to talk about.
I can't stop laughing.
Take it easy, we'll get to it. Go ahead, Payback. You got this.
Jim Cornette.
All right,
Where the fuck is he at?
So last week, Baron Corbin fought Apollo Crews, and they're having a rematch this night, in which Baron Corbin wins again. Nothing really noteworthy there. Then there was Seth Rollins cuts a promo talking about him winning the Royal Rumble, going to WrestleMania, all that. He gets interrupted by Paul Heyman, and it was a pretty well-written promo, I gotta say. Paul Heyman has astounded me multiple occasions, and I'm not gonna say anything else. After the fact, when Paul walks away, Seth runs towards him like he's going to attack them, and Paul Heyman is begging for his life, and Seth Rollins just drops the mic on him. After that, we have the Samoa Joe versus Kurt Angle match, which is the first time they've ever fought on WWE TV. Reminiscent of their TNA days. Pretty good match, gotta say. And it gets pretty good, gotta say. And then after that, Triple H starts a new promo. First off, he congratulates the woman for main eventing WrestleMania, and then he talks about a letter he got from Batista's lawyer on what he wants. He really, really wants.
That was a good one. That was a good one. He said.
But
I don't actually remember what was in the letter, and I don't have it written down here. Do you guys remember what he asked for?
So he put a few stipulations, saying this is what
What he wants, what it really
Batista
wants.
needed, but yeah, what Batista really wanted. He stated
he's putting his career on the line,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, the stipulation
it
was that Triple H must put his career on the line at WrestleMania. So if Triple H loses, he retires, and if the Animal loses, he's gonna retire too.
I mean, at this point, I thought he was retired anyway, so.
Apparently not.
Double count out. They both retired.
Oh. What a twist.
Dang, I'll take.
Whoa! What a prediction!
Oh, and tune in next week and we'll find out the predictions.
All right, there's one last match, and it is the Drew McIntyre Dean Ambrose match, where the Falls Count Anywhere. No, wait, no, it's not. It's
Last man standing.
Just
Last Man Standing. That's what it was. Which is still anywhere in the arena. They fight out of the arena a couple times. Looks like Ambrose is gonna win. He lost, but he got put through a table, didn't he, at the end?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, putting through the table at the end. And yeah, that's the end of the show.
So
It's not. It's so much like we've seen that main event for 3 weeks in a row.
but before we do that, let's play the games. Before we talk
The
about
games.
The games. Time to play the game.
Kevin, you definitely
It's
fell asleep during the
Time
beginning
to
of
play the
Raw.
game.
Beginning of Raw?
During the what?
The beginning of Raw.
Is that what you want to say? Is that your final answer? Like how far?
The beginning of Raw and probably right at the end, because I know I fell asleep freaking to the Dean Ambrose and Drew McIntyre match.
So from the beginning of Raw to the
You
end.
fell asleep to the whole thing?
Basically, man.
So wait, what are you saying?
Like I barely remember Raw. I should have watched it on Hulu, but I seen the Joe and Kurt Angle match.
So you're saying I fell asleep from the beginning to where?
You've
Joe
probably
and
seen the
Kurt
middle
Angle?
of it.
That's like 2 hours.
Yeah, it's 2 hours you can
That's all you
keep.
needed to see now. I don't know.
Raw
I
should only
guarantee
be
you
2
the
hours
beginning of
anyways.
Raw, and then you got back during like the middle, and probably just missed the end.
All right.
Hmm.
Interesting. That's an interesting prediction. Oh. Anyone else who wants to go? Anyone up? It's a doozy.
Yeah. I'm saying you fell asleep around the time Roman Reigns and Drew McIntyre are cutting their promo together, and then you woke up around the time that Seth Rollins is cutting his promo.
Interesting.
Oh wow. Yeah, that's a long nap. There's a lot of things that he missed there.
A lot of things.
I'm gonna say you fell asleep during.
During.
I'm gonna say right after the Roman and Drew McIntyre. Kevin has historically fallen asleep whenever Natalya comes on screen, so I'm gonna say it's the Sasha Banks and Natalya match is when you fell asleep, and I believe
want
you woke
Canadians.
up. I believe you woke up, so through Moment of Bliss, through Baron and Apollo, and you woke up at the Seth Rollins promo.
Before we go on, it's not like I'm not falling asleep because they're boring. I'm falling asleep because I'm tired and it's 3 hours. So nothing against Natalya,
Yeah.
right?
No, nothing against her, but I've talked to you multiple times about when you fall
And
asleep.
nothing
and it
against her, you
so
just didn't like any
happens-
woman.
Come on, dude. That one chick is pretty cool, you know.
Which one? Name her.
Also,
Hey,
it's
man, do you have a
whenever
guess?
Nia Jax comes on screen too.
Who doesn't fall asleep? No, I guess, on the screen.
Anthony.
Let's see. This one's kind of hard. I'm gonna say you fell asleep during the Black and Ricochet versus Revival match.
Oh,
and I'm gonna
earlier.
say I'm gonna take a stab in the dark here on this one. I'm gonna say that you woke up right during the Sasha Banks versus Natalya match, because I did believe you said that there's a spot where like you woke up, you're watching, and you were like willingly wanting to go back to sleep.
He's on to something. He was actually.
So I'm gonna say, yeah. So I'm gonna say you woke up during that match and was like, oh crap, I'm going back to sleep.
but then
Oh, damn it. I just remembered the pun I was going to make for Ant-Man.
Oh, too late. In 2 weeks when he hosts again.
I was about to say, or you can re-edit it.
That's too hard.
It's going to be too late.
It's too hard for me. Now.
Damn it.
Yeah, it's too hard to edit. So I have no idea what was the answer for you guys. So you guys need to tell me when I get to it.
okay.
So, when did I fall asleep again? Oh, I remember now. I almost forgot. So I fell asleep right when. Can I get intro roll? I fell asleep right at the end of Aleister Black and Ricochet match.
Oh.
Okay. Right at the end. Okay.
Yeah.
But you were right. That was Ant-Man that called that part out.
Actually, it was pretty much. I was like, yeah, I pretty much fell asleep that day. I was like half asleep when Drew McIntyre was coming out, and I didn't know what was going on, and I just fell asleep, and I woke up at the end of the Natalia and Beth Phoenix and Sasha Banks match.
Oh, that's a short nap.
That's a short one.
Short one. Alarm clock, dude. My alarm woke me up, so
Oh.
sometimes it will wake me up, sometimes it won't. But yeah, and that's what Ant-Man said. That's when I was like, when the moment of bliss came on, I was like, I should just go to sleep again. I don't want to watch this. What the hell am I watching? I don't care about this. Oh, God. But then Baron Corbin and Apollo Crews came out, and I was like, maybe I should have just...
And then you're like, oh my gosh.
Yeah, I was like, oh my God, I should just, I should have just gone to sleep. But then Seth Rollins came out, and I'm like, all right, I'll stay awake. But yeah, who got it? Anyone got
So
close?
yeah. Ant-Man, I think.
Ant-Man.
Yeah. Yes, I said during the Black and Ricochet tag match, and then I said you woke up during Natalia.
Natalia one, yeah. I mean, man, what a nap!
It's pretty close.
What a nap! I should have taken a longer nap. I'll tell you that. So what?
All right, game number 2. Let's do it.
2.
What got cut? Payback.
All right, I have 2 matches. I don't see any promos, so I'm just gonna say 2 things got cut. 2 matches specifically. When Ant-Man
matches
comes
got
back,
cut.
we'll tell him again.
What Ant-Man? What's that?
Oh, Ant-Man's connecting. He's disconnected.
Rest in peace, Ant-Man. So what was it?
R.I.P.
2 matches.
No promos.
2 matches.
No promos from what I've seen.
No.
Unless I missed one of my recap.
promos.
Okay, Ant-Man, I said 2 matches were cut.
2 matches.
Yeah.
Yes.
2 matches were cut in the Hulu.
No promos. Oh wait. I forgot to tell you. Ant-Man, you can't play this. I forgot. Ant-Man wants the Hulu version.
Yes. Yeah. I watched the Hulu version as well.
Yeah.
Which even then when we were going this is how like long you could tell us how long Raw is. Like, when you were going the stuff earlier, I didn't even catch what was cut and what wasn't.
Should we let Ant-Man play? Oh, Ant-Man, you go last then when we go through our answers. Just in case. Everyone lock in your answers now.
All right.
You can't go back.
Okay.
All right.
So no promos, just 2 matches.
2 matches.
What got cut last week? That's the thing.
I think I got my 2.
That's interesting. 2 matches.
So I'm gonna call out it. I believe the 2 matches were Apollo Crews, Baron Corbin, and Natalia and Sasha Banks. I'm locking it in. Those are my 2.
All right. Lock in. Omega.
The Revival, Ricochet, Aleister Black. Because somebody said they're not looking good, and that's probably because they're like working every match, even in NXT. So why not show that? And I think Baron Corbin's match definitely got cut. So that's 2. Because if they're gonna change up Baron Corbin's look at WrestleMania, they don't want to show him in a vest on Raw the week before, or however long we got until WrestleMania.
He's not even a constable anymore. Why is he still wearing that? But all right.
Not, dude. He's a valet.
I think I'm gonna go the same thing with Omega. The Ricochet one got cut, and Baron Corbin got cut. Locked in, loaded. What about you, man?
Wait, say that again, Kevin?
The Ricochet and the Baron Corbin one got cut?
Was there a second one?
Baron Corbin?
Oh no, that is both. Okay,
Yeah.
never mind.
I said one of their names.
I was thinking, wait, did they fight each other?
no.
All right.
Well, I mean, that gives me a hit now. Oh, now I know. So one of them got cut. But all right, man, go. What do you want? What do you have?
I'm not gonna say it because it's true.
You remembered. You remember.
Okay, matches that got.
Oh, you remember? Damn it. All right. I guess you can tell us.
All right. Matches that got cut were. You're gonna have to tell me if you got it right because I don't remember everyone. I was kind of not paying attention exactly.
Did we get Tagato?
Yeah.
Yes, he was the first one to go.
He's a Natalia and
See, I don't remember either, man.
Yeah. They cut Baron Corbin versus Apollo Crews.
Yes.
Oh.
I'm pretty sure that's 2 weeks in a row because I don't remember seeing that the first time either. And then they also cut the Revival and Black and Ricochet,
Yes.
which was also cut last week.
I knew it. I had a feeling that was cut last week too.
What did you say, Omega?
I said bully, but I said those two matches.
Yes.
You said those 2 matches too?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I said boy.
All right, Omega. Like you get
I feel
7
like they're
points,
gonna make them look bad.
and
They
Kevin,
just want
you
them to
get
be
3
on live
points.
events.
Wait, what did I get?
No, give Kevin
3
less points.
points.
Give Kevin
What?
less points.
I got the same point. I got the same matches.
But Omega gets 7 points.
That's, all right, whatever.
We don't know the scale system,
Tays in the
man.
lead of 10 points.
You know
By the way.
what? Guess who's not hosting next time?
Where the points?
Omega.
stand.
What did I do? What?
You heard this.
I like how you responded before you said anything.
Cause like a telepathic fucking connection with fucking that dude, man. That's how I met.
All right.
Oh, let's go
Let's
over
run
this.
through it one more time. Let's
Raw.
get our thoughts.
God
All right.
damn! Why do they have a beat the clock challenge? There's no point.
This Raw
Man.
had so many
This
things in it
Raw
that
was
I did
so
not
funny.
care about.
Yeah.
Yeah. This
Like,
whole
it was
episode of
legitimately
Raw was
just-
so point.
Legitimately
why I
just
fall
was
asleep
like,
on Raw.
what the hell?
So you got
Was this the first match?
what?
The Beat the Clock Challenge was
Yeah.
the first match.
Yeah. Oh my god.
So, also from a backstage perspective, just to confirm, because I always assumed, I never really do. There are different writers on each show, right? So, like, Vince has a whole
No.
team of writers for Raw and a whole team designed for SmackDown, right?
They're the same writers, if
Oh,
I
the
remember
Booker.
correctly.
Yes
The
and no, because
same-
there are ones that are specifically SmackDown or Raw, but there are other writers that are swinging from both sides.
Okay, because there's weeks where you wouldn't think nothing of it. This particularly was blindingly obvious that there are that there are at least in that perspective, like a few that are set Raw and set SmackDown.
Sometimes, yeah, it's sometimes like
So
that.
like,
But sometimes you'll
so
see.
like the head. Or go for it, Kev. Sorry.
Alright, sometimes you see the same matches in Raw and SmackDown. So that's how you know, like,
Yeah.
the same writer sometimes. Go ahead, take out a word.
You'll see the same stables too, like Absolution and Riot Family or Riot Squad.
Yeah. So the head of SmackDown Creative is Road Dogg,
Yeah.
and the head of creative for Raw is Vince. But like Vince, I think has had a lot more say lately on SmackDown because he seems to be there, like a lot more often.
Oh, obviously, because
That's his
something
biggest draw right
changed
now.
this week. But we'll go over that in SmackDown.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, that's definitely more of a Vince thing, but yeah, this Raw, boys, like, was a complete and utter like cluster. Like, I just didn't get anything why they were doing anything. Like the beat the clock challenge at the beginning, like okay, dumb. Show that Becky like I don't know, like I don't understand it. I don't understand it one bit.
Becky's so cool. She can beat up the Riot Squad faster than Ronda and Charlotte.
Yeah, like what does that even
It means
what does that
nothing.
even do?
So I stepped out. What happened? Did we talk about why they did the beat the clock challenge? Like, there's no like
No,
reward
we're
for
still,
it.
we're trying to grasp it.
I don't understand it.
Yeah.
I guess it was a way to beat
Yeah.
Ronda.
With the three. Oh, go ahead, Kevin.
I was gonna say like, I'm guessing they did it so there's a way to just to beat Ronda without beating her in a way. Because Becky Lynch did beat her with the time. So that's what I was thinking, but it was so weird to bring back the beat the clock challenge just for that. It was
Yeah.
It was a weird thing.
And the fact that all three of them have a submission finisher. It just, I guess they're trying to say that like Becky's armbar is more powerful than Ronda's, which is like completely and utterly bull. Like
But-
when you think about it, it's like Ronda literally was in the UFC and literally could break people's arms.
Remember though, she didn't win by the armbar. She won with a pin.
Oh, she did win with the pin, didn't
Yeah.
she?
So I don't know.
So that's not what they were going for then. But I don't know what they're going for. Like I think maybe what you said is right. Like to make sure that Becky seems strong and beating Ronda, but not like actually having her eat a pin
Yeah.
or eat a submission.
That's the only thing I can think of. I mean,
Yeah.
it's weird just doing the beat the clock challenge for that. I don't know. It was weird. What'd you guys think? Beat the clock challenge. Bad? Good?
Yeah. Very, very bad. Like, yeah. What I was gonna say was, my wish is what they would do with the three women. Now that they regularly have them on the shows every week, is they none of them need matches. You don't need to have them in matches anymore. Like all three of them should just be constantly in the ring doing 10 to 20-minute promos, because now you have all three of them there, and because nobody has to be eating pins, nobody has to be who looks stronger than the other. Like, no, it's just boost up the storyline to the point where the wrestling will be, because we're going to get plenty of the wrestling part on WrestleMania. We're not going to have enough time to have these promos and stuff being done with all three of them in the ring at the same time. And now these last 2 weeks, we're just getting matches with all three of them involved, and we just don't need it, especially because it's a waste of time because they're working with the Riot Squad.
Yeah, I don't think it really, like, you come out with the momentum of announcing that they're going to be the first women's match to main event WrestleMania, and you come out with that pop and that bang of like, oh crap, like, yeah, this is sweet. And then you totally like completely fail to capitalize on that with this beat the clock challenge. I don't think it did anything to like make that match look like it should be on the WrestleMania card, or on the main event, even though we all think it should be, Like they didn't treat it like it was a WrestleMania main event with this beat the clock challenge, especially when it's going against the Riot Squad, like you guys said.
Ooh, but did you hear about what the match next week is?
Did you announce one?
They did on social
No.
media.
Oh Lord.
So I mean, it might change, but
Ray
so
versus
it's
Kurt?
Gauntlet match.
No,
it's
wasn't
a six-man
I
tag.
thought they announced something with Kurt.
Oh, it is the six-man
Oh,
tag.
yeah.
It's a
Gosh.
six-man tag against the Riot Squad once again. And if any of them go against one another, they're out of the match. They're out of the WrestleMania match.
Oh, really? They took
Charlotte's
that?
gonna go after one of them.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's
Charlotte's gonna go
Doesn't
after
make
one
sense now, though.
so. Wait, this is how the No, this is interesting because
of them. That's how they're gonna pull
No, it's gotta
Charlotte
be
out of
Becky.
it.
no, 'cause something happened on SmackDown. So until we get to SmackDown, well, I guess we'll talk more about this. That's interesting. I didn't hear about that stipulation with that 6-man tag, 6-woman tag. Sorry, that's interesting.
Interesting.
You better be sorry.
Is there anything else on this WrestleMania or on this Raw card that really stuck out to anybody?
I got one. The handicap match.
What do you got?
The Finn Balor handicap
With the
match.
handicap match?
Yeah.
You put freaking Jinder Mahal in there, like, oh my god.
I was like, why is he having another handicap match? Who's screwing him over with his handicap matches?
Literally, it was 5 or no, was Leo
5.
out there? Yeah, so there was
Yeah.
5. Like Leo was out there.
Yep.
There was 5 people against Finn.
At this point,
5.
I don't think he should come out as Demon for WrestleMania. I think he should do it on his own.
No. Like what? I don't want to see another demon squash match like we saw against Corbin at SummerSlam. But like,
Well, that yeah.
but
They're not
like,
even hinting at it.
no, they're not because usually when they
He's
hint
like,
at
I need
the
my
demon
inner
coming,
demon.
yeah, like either that or like he just gets his ass beat repeatedly over and over and over and over again, and then he comes out as the demon and overcomes it. So I don't even think they're gonna even go for that this year. They seem to have an affinity for him at WrestleMania or at SummerSlam as the demon.
Well, I guess yeah. Because when was the last time they brought in Demon Finn again?
Probably the worst match.
SummerSlam.
Against Baron Corbin.
No, before
Against
that.
Baron.
Oh, looking brand, yeah.
I don't even know.
It's been a
I
while.
don't think they ever brought him
He's
in.
do it
He
against
was
Bray,
cut
but
to
he
the main
never did.
roster.
Yeah, I remember that. Yeah, I remember that. He was gonna bring it with Bray.
Did he do it?
No,
Did he do it when he faced AJ at TLC? Was that Demon? Was that Demon Finn?
Yes.
was it?
Yeah, I think that was Demon Finn.
Yeah, because he was supposed to face Bray, but Bray also got sick, and that's when they called in AJ.
And they were gonna reveal Sister Abigail's form of Ray Wyatt in that TLC.
God, thank God they never did that.
Holy moly! Wow, whatever.
Yeah, that was
would've
TLC. TLC 2017 was a Demon Finn.
been. That was crazy. So what else happened in this match?
I don't think.
Oh, go on. You go on.
I just going back to this match then. Oh gosh.
It felt like a match that they would have booked back when they had Baron Corbin as the general manager.
Mm-hmm.
Well, like I said, like who's screwing Finn over on these matches?
Yeah.
Why is it always a handicap match?
And he's not complaining.
I know,
The whole
like-
time during
like,
the Baron
what the-
Corbin thing, like he was always complaining. And then he's just like, "Yeah, I'm in handicap matches like every damn week."
I'm like, all right, Finn. You know, if you want these matches, keep getting them, but they seem a little bit unfair. Just saying.
I mean, there's that, but then I also think like, I just think you can put him against people that are gonna like be so much better than Lashley. Like Lashley's super athletic. I'm not gonna get me wrong. Like he's a dude that like looks the part. But like this whole thing, I just am not a fan of this like rivalry that they're trying to set up with these two.
It's a lot better than the rivalry he had with Bobby Lashley and Sami Zayn with the sisters.
Oh God.
Just saying.
Oh yeah, that sister thing was so stupid.
Yeah. Also, I really wanted to be the IC title. I wanted it to be in the ladder match for Mania. Any ladder match.
I mean, I have a think if like I just keep thinking about the possibilities of what a ladder match at Mania could look like for the IC title, and I just keep thinking about like we saw what a ladder match for the North American Championship looked like at TakeOver last year. Like arguably one of the best like matches of last year.
Dude. Was that? Yeah, it was last year, yeah.
Yeah, that was last year TakeOver New Orleans.
That was a good one. That was a really good one.
And they kicked the show off with it. That's how good it was, or that's how like good that whole card was. They had the ladder match as the kickoff.
I mean, that's how good NXT is.
Well, I mean,
No,
you go back to 2 years ago when they had the ladder match for the Intercontinental Championship. That was one of the best matches on the card as well.
Woo, woo, woo.
You know it.
One of the most unexpected wins as well.
Most unexpected loss the next day.
Let's not talk about that. Let's not talk about it.
Let's get on with the show. Let's get on with this show. It's alright. It's alright. So what else
Let's just
happened?
keep moving.
So what happened?
Is there anything else in here that we are like?
Tell me what happened with the McIntyre and Roman Reigns, just real quick, because I slipped through that. So, what does he want? He just want a match?
Yeah.
That's it. Like, what kind
He
of
wants
match?
I thought it was just a regular match. I didn't see
Just a
stipulation.
match.
Yeah, just one-on-one.
Just a regular match. Was he screaming a lot? Was he saying, "I want this match. Give it to me. I want it."
I wanna.
Give me what I want.
Yeah, give me what I
But by
want.
the end of it, they brawled, and then Roman Reigns got hit with a Claymore kick.
Okay.
Goddamn Claymores.
Claymore kicks.
I mean, it was an intense promo. I mean, I think they did some really good stuff. Kind of putting McIntyre over even more as like arguably in my opinion the best heel on Raw.
Yeah, it's funny because I've been noticing this since Roman came back, and then they've been, kind of like teasing on what they want Roman to do for Mania. So they've been doing this with McIntyre. So you got like Seth versus Brock for the Universal title. You figured that one as one of your main events should get most of the limelight and paid and most attention to on creative writing on what's a good way to play it. And I think most of the time when we watch Roman get like constantly booed and all that because he was constantly main eventing and closing out the show or opening the show and everything. They're building his match the exact same way as they would used to a Roman match. The difference is they're keeping him off camera and letting the heel that he's going against just dominate on the camera time and everything. Because Drew has been closing out all these Raws and has been like decimating all the baby faces on the show. So I've been finding that weird because where I'm like, well, it's probably because Brock isn't there, so you have to do this kind of thing. But those guys aren't closing out the shows or being talked about on the creative. It's Drew being built up because he's Roman's opponent.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah.
And it's just a basic one-on-one match. Like, it has no stipulation or anything. So I find it weird how they're putting that much attention on a one-on-one on a WrestleMania mid-card rather than, like, your Universal title or as well.
You put it that way. And now that I think about it, I can't think of any other big heels there is in Raw. I guess Brock, but he's not there as much, so...
Baron Corbin,
No.
like, and Lashley. It's like Lashley,
Lashley.
Baron Corbin. Yeah, Lashley, Baron Corbin, and Drew are like the three, and then Brock. But like Brock's never there. So like the ones that really carry the show are Drew, Lashley, and Corbin.
Oh, also they're not stable together. I read about that.
Yeah.
The mid card of evil.
The mid card of evil.
I mean, that's what I call them. I don't know.
Let's talk about.
Talk about what?
I'm looking quick. The Angle and Joe match.
Oh, okay. You're skipping over Moment of Bliss. That's good.
Yeah, no, I don't care. Like,
Oh,
do we all
great
not?
match.
Do we all care about it? Do we all care about Moment of Bliss? Does anybody here care?
What do you
Omega,
mean?
Do you care?
That was one of the hottest reveals ever. You ever know how many times celebrities have been in WWE matches in the pre-show?
Way too many times.
But in the pre-show.
Way too many times.
Maybe not in the pre-show, but frickin' David Arquette
Yes,
won the
the
World
Bronze
Heavyweight
and-
See?
title.
First time.
Andre
We
Battle
are
Royal.
making history.
Wait, no. What about the guy, an NFL player that
Trump.
retired? Yeah. No, NFL player that retired.
Gronkowski.
Gronk.
Yeah.
Gronk.
He was in the Battle Royale. That helped out Mojo Rawley.
Oh yeah, he did come in and help. I remember that.
And then and the security
Is
guard
he gonna
tried
be
to
a
take him
tag team
down.
There's a lot of rumors that he might show up at WrestleMania now that he retired,
As a wrestler or just to
and
show
might
up?
like be in the Andre the Giant Battle Royal again, like him just showing up and like surprise appearance.
Kind of
and
like
do
how
it.
Shaq did here.
Shaq with the panda.
Oh, yeah, Shaq. Yeah, Shaq. Shaq. Yeah, the Moment of Bliss, I don't care. The only thing I got happy about was that they moved the set to the stage from the stage to the ring. And I was like, man, they actually really care now.
They actually care. It's got its own spot in the ring.
Yeah. Because I'm like, at first, when they kept doing it on stage, I was like, are they really that lazy and not care too much of the segment to just put it on the stage and not put it down to the ring? That was funny.
Yeah.
But yeah, this
So what about
What if it
about
was
Joe?
symbolic?
no.
Symbolic of what?
Her in-ring career return. She's back in the
Oh,
ring.
Oh. No.
back in the square circle.
I guess she could be in the Battle Royal,
Back in school.
the women's. But I don't know.
It could be.
They have one.
As
They haven't said they
as the
will.
coach.
Let's talk about this Angle Joe match, damn it.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's talk about this Angle Joe match.
I love the headbutt.
Angle and Joe! Angle and Joe! That was a pretty good match. Better than the Chad
It
Gable
was a
win.
great match. Yeah.
Because, man, that Chad Gable win Angle match, oh, that was really slow, and I did not care for it too much. What do you guys think? Better? Bad?
What about Apollo Crews, where he was jumping?
What a sell.
Oh yeah, he did have
What
a
a
match
sell
with
of
Angle.
them Germans. But like this, I think it just shows the amount of respect and the amount of like rapport that Samoa Joe and Kurt Angle have with each other, that they can just like come in and like have a great, like, I thought this was a great match.
Yeah.
It wasn't like spectacular by any means, but it's definitely a match that I'm like, wow, this had really good storytelling. Like, they knew how to like sell each other's stuff, and like definitely Joe, like, Joe's definitely the one that's like carrying the weight in the match, but like I thought they played off to each other really, really well.
Yeah, especially that headbutt in the beginning. I'm not going to get over that.
That's fucking art.
The headbutt is the best part of that match. I'm gonna...
I mean, I like the whole little, like, promo he does when he was coming to the ring.
Oh, yeah, that's
true.
true, too.
Always telling Angle, he's like, I forgot my flowers, this and that. And he's like,
Well, I think Joe's the best heel.
That never wins.
Yeah, he never wins anything. Like, he's got the title now, like the U.S. title, but that title doesn't mean anything anymore. Like he's got that title, but he's the best heel, like bar none.
Is he?
And like,
Is he a he? Do we like him as a heel because we like him, or is he a heel because we hate him?
He's a heel because he's booked that way. It's
well,
making a
he's
fucking
Like, how do we like
every top face.
determine what a heel and how what if a heel is good or not? Is it because we like him or is it because we hate him? Because I hate when Miz is a heel. Like, I don't know, like I despise him. I don't think he's a good wrestler and this and that, but he like sells me that he's a heel and I hate him. But with Joe, I know he's a heel, but I like him and I like when he wrestles. So it's weird.
well, like I can still be a heel, and you like my matches, but like to be a heel, like I hate everything. I hate everything that Joe does. Like when he calls out like when he called out Jeff Hardy's like alcoholism and all that kind of stuff and like his drug use. Like I was like, dude, that's like stuff that you never see. Like, you know, you don't. I'm just not a person that's like, oh yeah, that's awesome. Like, yeah, call it out and people, or like, it was similar to when Eddie won against Brock the first time for the title in like 2004, when like Brock was like, I hated Brock because he was like calling out Eddie for his drug use and like his addict and his addictions. Like Joe does a really good job at like finding things in each opponent that he can like really riff on as a heel and like get so much heat out of it. Unlike Elias, where he plays to the cheap heat of the sports town or whatever, like Joe actually gets legitimate heat for like calling out like things, actual things in people's lives. And I think that's just like masterful.
I forgot about that he brings up most things. Yeah, I guess he is a good heel. He's a good heel. I still like him though. It's smart that he does that too.
But I love this match. Did anybody else have like issues or things that they liked about this match?
I liked it how they paid homage to Kurt Angle first going to TNA. Like that whole fucking like flashback.
Headbutt?
Yeah, the headbutt.
Is that what they did?
That was like the whole. That was when everybody started watching TNA.
Yeah, when Kurt Angle headbutted Samoa Joe at the beginning of a match.
Yeah.
In their first match together.
Ah. Smart.
Except that drew blood. This one just kicked the match off.
There was a lot of blood somewhere in there.
But it was great. And another thing, I remember talking to Payback about it, but he never watched The Wrestler. Kurt Angle has officially become Mickey Rourke in The Wrestler. Like, just the way he moves, the way, like, you see his fucking struggle in his face. He's Mickey Rourke in The Wrestler.
So he's gonna die in the last match?
Maybe, man. Maybe.
Because that ended pretty, like, dark. The Wrestler, where the doctor's like, you can't wrestle. You're not allowed to wrestle, this and that. You're gonna die. He still wrestles that last
couldn't take it.
And he does that diving.
No, I hope that doesn't happen, but...
He does an elbow drop from the top rope, and that's the last thing we see.
So Angle does a moonsault.
Yeah, that is like, he does a moonsault, and then he cuts from there.
I don't know, man, but them like just doing that kind of makes me doubt Baron Corbin's his WrestleMania opponent. It makes me not want it anymore. Like I want somebody with more history with Kurt.
Yeah, because you see like what he did with Joe, and like all of us here like said that we love the match. Like, and I've heard nothing but great things, even when I look at like reviews and like recaps of Raw. Like everyone's like, "Oh yeah, that was a B+ to A- match." So like, give him somebody that he actually has a lot of like history to work with.
So far from what I heard, he can ask for any opponent for the Raw and SmackDown matches. But that WrestleMania match is locked in. It has to be Baron Corbin. He can't choose who he wants to face at WrestleMania.
No, dude, that's not the fucking Raw match before WrestleMania. I'm gonna be pretty pissed. Like, It's gotta be either Sting or Cena. I don't want to. I hate fucking Baron Corbin, dude.
That's what I heard. That's from what I heard. All right, that he can't change that WrestleMania
I'm about to
match,
kill the messenger right now.
but he can choose any other during Raw and SmackDown. But
Yeah. So the last thing then, what did you think about the main event? It's the same main event we've seen for 3 weeks in a row. So
Yeah, I fell asleep, dude. But what I seen was fucking Drew McIntyre, not Drew McIntyre. Ambrose just laid out. He's jobbing to Drew every week.
pretty much.
felt a little bit rushed too, in a way. I don't know about you guys.
I think it was kind of rushed.
Even though it was like a 10-minute match, but yeah, they kind of like split that up pretty quickly. Like that was last week's match, right? We had that False Guy Anywhere, right?
No, that was 2 weeks ago. Last week was him against Seth.
Oh.
Yeah.
Damn. What's up with
Where someone interrupted the match.
Brock
Or distracted. It might have been...
Yeah,
Lesnar or
Lesnar
somebody.
distracted her.
Oh, that's what it was. Yeah.
Yeah,
But
I thought it was alright. It was.
so this main event just was like pretty much seemed meaningless because it's what we already saw already. We saw McIntyre bury Ambrose, and then Ambrose comes back and is like, "Bury me again, Drew."
It's not enough anymore.
If it's true, if this is true that Dean Ambrose is actually leaving in April, like, they're doing a damn good job of burying him before he leaves. So if it's a work, then they're doing it on purpose for him to like come back and be repurposed and something. But like, if he truly is leaving, they're burying him before he leaves.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on.
Definitely what it feels like.
I don't know what's going on with Dean. I don't know. I kind of don't care anymore for him.
Yeah, that's true. But that was Raw.
That was Raw. And what do you guys
Yeah.
think? Last opinion. What do you, overall, the whole Raw show, what do you guys think? I thought it was meh.
1.5
It's
stars.
always meh.
I would put it as like not full thumbs down, but like a half-cocked thumbs down. Not the bar, but like half-cocked.
Give it that evolution, man.
Yeah, I give it the Batista thumbs down.
Ooh,
Or like, you think it's gonna be good, but then he hits you with those thumbs down, man. Fucking Batista bombs you.
Batista bombs your ass through a table.
Kicks you out of evolution.
The evolution is a mystery.
Alright, let's forget about Raw. And let's just get into SmackDown.
Screw Raw.
The A show. SmackDown.
SmackDown's a show.
Shall I get into SmackDown?
Go for it.
Yes.
Give it SmackDown.
Alrighty then. So, SmackDown's coming up, and we have the New Day coming out to the ring.
New Day.
So they talk about how frustrated they are about what happened, and they've been thinking about leaving WWE, be all over it, and they talk about Kofi being the most selfless and hardworking person they know, and they can't make a decision on whether they're going to leave or not until they get some answers, and of course the only one that can provide them is Mr. McMahon. So Mr. McMahon comes out, and he addresses the New Day. And
That's what you
right
got.
before he gets to say anything, Daniel Bryan and Rowan come out to the stage, and he says that Vince should let the New Day quit because they're a tired novelty act. They're a B+ tag team, and Kofi's a B+ superstar.
Gosh, I hate Daniel.
Why doesn't it say anything else? Okay. I believe this is when we get the news that if they want Kofi to go to WrestleMania, they'll have to compete in a tag gauntlet match. They don't say how many people they're going to be facing. So we'll learn that in the main event.
God damn, what are we gonna go?
All right. All right. Now, the next thing that happens is that Charlotte is in the ring after the break, and Asuka comes out to the ring, and the announcers are surprised that this is actually a title match. Charlotte and Asuka fight a little bit. Looks like Asuka's about to win. Charlotte reverses, and we get Asuka into the figure eight, and she taps.
Oh, did you guys see the way her leg was in this figure eight? Her knee and leg looked like legitimately it was like in the wrong like place.
Yeah. They botched right before too. That's why I was like, what the fuck? And they went right into the figure eight.
Also, they kept bringing up how surprised they were in the announcers table that this was a title match, like almost every minute.
I didn't think Asuka did.
It was funny because
Yeah.
they're like, "Oh, we can't believe this is a title match. We can't believe it." And then like, a minute later, I can't believe this is a title match. I'm like, "Oh my god, I get it. I can't believe it too. Like, why is it a title match?" But yeah, whatever. Keep going. Payback. We'll talk about it. We'll talk about it later.
All right. So yeah, Charlotte is the new WWE Smackdown Women's Champion,
What?
leading into WrestleMania.
Why? Or whatever.
Wow.
God, God damn.
By God.
We'll go over that in just a second. Shouldn't take too long. Next match is Kurt Angle versus AJ Styles. All right. We see Angle hit his suplexes. AJ avoids a Angle slam. We see roll into a calf crusher. Angle breaks free, and then Randy appears out of nowhere to hit Styles with an RKO to cause a DQ.
Why?
And Kurt hits an Angle slam on him and checks on AJ. It was the match was maybe 2, possibly 3 minutes long before the interruption. I was really bummed out.
Really? Like it was like. I knew I should have known it was coming, but I was like, maybe they'll have the match. But yeah, god damn it.
I knew it was gonna come. I just thought the match was gonna be longer.
But then it made sense for me. I mean, we'll talk about it in a second. All right, let's keep going.
All right. After that, the Miz is in the ring after the break. Let's talk about Shane McMahon. Cuts a little promo about him. Shane comes out of the ring. And actually, sorry, Shane doesn't come out. A bunch of security guards come out, and then you see then you see Shelton Benjamin. You see Primo.
Primo.
You see
like what?
yeah,
Before we go, I really wanted to talk about this. I love it because you mentioned it. They bring out the security guards, they bring out wrestlers, and at first I was thinking, did they really need this for the Miz? And then he said, no, it's not for the Miz. Shane's like, it's not for the Miz, it's for me. Then I was still like, do they really need this for Shane? Like they're not like the toughest people ever. So it was like.
wait. Let me say something for a second.
And then the Miz just beats the hell out of him.
So, okay, you have Epico, or Primo, I think, Primo.
Yep.
And you have Sanity, okay? And yeah, he says that
And
it's
Shelton.
for... Yeah, Shelton. That's what I said first, I think.
Yeah, it's so dumb.
He says that. He says it's not for him, it's to keep Shane, or to help Miz, so Shane can keep away from him. And then, I don't know who I was talking to. I think it might have been Omega. I'm like, why is everyone facing the Miz then? Like, if once he said that line, they should have all just turned around to make that more impactful. Like,
That's
seem
true.
like a
But
tough guy sort of thing.
It's the exact same. It's the exact same line that Batista used when he came in with the security guys against Triple H.
See, same writers. That's what you know.
And then you
Or
have
they're just copying that show.
Shane talks about his dad, blah blah blah. Miz runs down, takes out all the security guards, takes out Shelton and Epico, and then Sanity takes him down.
Falls count anywhere. Payback.
Is that what it said? For the match?
Yep.
Oh, so he is gonna do a crazy stunt.
Shane McMahon jumps off the fucking WrestleMania sign.
I was thinking too.
Shane dies.
The Miz pinned him at his funeral. That's so epic. Falls count anywhere.
Alright, keep going, Payback.
Alright, so now is the New Day Gauntlet match. It's hour 2 already.
Hey, you missed something.
What? Did I miss? What?
Dominic, they recapped Rey Mysterio's promo.
Oh,
with
yeah.
Dominic.
It's not on here. I don't know why it's not on here.
Every time I
They
see
reminded
him,
us.
every time I
They
see
like
him,
Eddie,
recapped
son.
the promo.
every time I see him, I keep thinking it's some other person, and then they say it's Dom. I'm like, oh yeah, it's Dom. I forgot. He looks different every week for some reason.
He's wearing glasses this week.
He kind of looks like Eddie Guerrero.
Next week he's gonna be wearing a mustache.
God. I just want Samoa Joe to come out to WrestleMania with the I'm Your Poppy shirt.
Ooh,
Dude, yeah.
That'd be amazing.
That would be so heel. That'd be so good. I bet you he's got to think that. He's got to do that.
he'll bring the contract too that they could have signed if they would have kept him, and this and that, the briefcase and everything.
Yeah. Oh gosh.
All right, well, keep going, Payback.
All right, Gauntlet Payback.
Alright, so you have New Day out there. They come out ready for the match. Kofi's barred from ringside, so it's just Big E and Xavier Woods. And then you find out who their first opponents are. And, Omega, can you sing the song? That's right. For the first time you've seen them in about 12 years. It's Gallows and Anderson, the Good Brothers.
It's
then-
the
So,
club.
And then they're gone.
2 minutes in the
Good
match, rolled up, done. Out of there. Get out of there. Out.
I was like, oh.
And
Hey.
Nakamura and Rusev come out.
Yeah, the Nakamura Rusev gets so much more time in comparison to the club. Like, why?
Yes.
And
so
if
dumb.
he's this makeshift like tag team gets more time against Big E and Xavier than this actual tag team that have been together
know.
for years.
Yeah.
It should have been the last two, dude. That's so fucking stupid.
Well, maybe not
Those
the last
teams
two.
should have
Maybe
been
the
the
second to
last
last one.
You know what I mean?
So okay, Nakamura Rusev. That match was like, I want to say it's like 5 to 7 minutes long. It was way
Yep.
longer. They eventually beat them. That was a pretty good tag match between those two. I gotta say, I was surprised by how well they did the match.
Rusev and Nakamura?
Yeah. Anyways,
I don't know. What are the plans with them for fucking Mania?
who knows at this
Belts?
point? Maybe. Okay, so we see the bar come out right after that. Commercial break, and then you see
We are the bar.
they actually have a longer match than Rusev and Nakamura. It's like 10 minutes, I want to say.
Well, they get post match too.
That's true. They eventually beat them by a hair. They're really exhausted at this point. Next tag team that comes out is the Usos. So Usos grab a mic.
So Big E got put through a table by the bar.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
right after
That's
the
what
match,
happened.
Yes, you're right.
That's what happened post match. Big E gets
Sorry, I forgot.
thrown through a freaking table by the bar. No one's coming out. Like what?
I thought it was like over. That's what I thought.
Yeah, I was like, oh, this is over, and then the Usos come out.
Oh, yeah. Okay, and then you see Usos come out. They grab mics. They're like, and they're talking about how much Kofi deserves it, and then and they know about all the wars they have with New Day, and they respect them, so they forfeit. they forfeit the match and they walk away. And then you see cut to Daniel Bryan in the locker room breaking a bunch of stuff with Rowan.
He super kicks the TV.
Yeah, that was pretty funny.
God damn. Then I see the TV fall to the ground, and I'm like, oh, it's one of those cheap TVs, so it's fine.
And then
There's a part where he
Sanyo.
almost throws a chair right at Rowan. And he like,
Oh, yeah.
and then what Rowan decides to do is take that like wheelie cart and just push it in the corner. And that's what he does. He's like, ugh! And that's it.
So mad. So mad.
So, yeah, like right after that, they cut to yet another commercial. And at this point, I'm talking to Omega. I'm like, you know what they should do? They should bring out Luke Harper for this and have Rowan and Harper come out.
BBs.
And then they do something reminiscent of last week and have Daniel Bryan as the last opponent. Yet, they don't do that. Instead, the last team is Rowan and Daniel Bryan. A fresh Daniel Bryan and Rowan. Rowan, of course, looks like his regular slow self. And Daniel Bryan, his regular, very fast self.
Gotta bounce that out.
Apparently. Let's see. I believe one of them gets nearly put through a table. Or, sorry, the announcer's table.
So
Woods.
Big E, yeah. So Woods almost gets put it through it, and then Big E, like, tackles him. I think he tackled him, Rowan, over the announce table.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
Daniel Bryan is like taken out, and then Big E picks up the the commentary table and throws it on top of Rowan, so he can't get up.
The classic
So
Big
he
Show
gets
thing.
counted out.
No. Does he?
Yeah. That's how they won.
Oh, yeah, right. I thought
Yeah, it's by a count out, and I was watching this, and the whole crowd is a full second ahead of the ref.
Yeah, the count.
And the crowd goes absolutely crazy at 9 because they think it's 10, and then it finally goes to 10, and then they all celebrate again.
Gotta love the crowd. Gotta love them.
Yeah, and then there's a celebration. Kofi runs to the ring.
Those
They're all
freaking
celebrating.
marks.
Everyone from the back of that was looking at the monitor comes out, surrounding the whole ring.
You know what
starts clapping.
Here.
Even some random
Listen.
Producers were there. And then
Listen to
there's
this.
this one lady that I kept seeing. She's just pointing everywhere, just clapping, and just like, what are you doing?
Here's the deal. You want to know who else was back there and celebrating? Asuka.
I was gonna bring that
just
up.
lost
Yeah.
the women's
Yeah, I did see her.
championship.
I was like, why is she happy? I mean, I guess she should be happy, but she should be mad too for what has happened to her. I'm like, that was so weird. I didn't think I would have.
What is that?
I didn't think I would see her in the celebration. It was funny.
And then to end out the last moments, you have, I don't remember who the backstage announcer for SmackDown is. I always forget her
Kayla.
name.
Is it
Kayla
Kayla?
Braxton. Yeah.
Kayla.
Killer Braxton?
So she runs to Vince while he's about to get into the limo. He's like, "So does this mean Kofi's going to WrestleMania?" And then he's like, "Yeah."
Well.
And then he gets in his limo.
Well, he didn't say that. He said something.
Yeah, I
It was
can't
like
remember.
really. It was really weird what he said. It's like,
Let's see if
Kofi.
B plus player can get over with Daniel Bryan.
Yeah.
Daniel Bryan.
can a B plus player win the WWE title against Daniel Bryan? And you're like, you didn't actually like say he was in the match.
No, he did. He did say.
Did he
Yeah.
explicitly say he was?
Yeah, she said when Kayla said, "Does this mean Kofi's gonna be in the match?" And he's like, "Yeah, he is." Something like that. He's like, "Yeah, he is," and that's when he said, "He's like, I wonder if a B plus player can defeat Bryan for the title." He did say yes.
I don't know.
I mean, I could go back to the tapes. You want me to go back to the tapes? I'll go back to the tapes. I'll reconfirm this.
Go back to the tapes, dude.
Keep talking, guys. Keep chatting. I'll keep reconfirming.
Go to the tape. But I could see Vince coming back next week and being like, "Remember, I told you to listen to
another
the
golf
words
match.
that I speak. Listen to the words that I speak. I didn't actually say that."
Wait. You want to hear what he said?
Sure.
Yes. Yes. See? Is that it?
Oh, he did say yes. He did say yes.
The stops there. I'm pretty sure there's something after it.
Yes.
Oh, he just said yes.
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 Then he gets in his limo and
Yes.
explodes.
Yeah.
Oh God.
But no, it has to explode after he runs over Teddy Long.
The Teddy Long.
What?
Teddy Long.
I'm confused. What?
It's bringing up that Teddy Long gets run over by a limo.
Oh.
He does get ran over by a limo.
I thought you meant at the same time that the limo exploded. I was like, what? I didn't have
No,
the
no,
same
no.
time.
He gets run over, and the limo crashes, and then it explodes. Okay?
There are a lot of limo stories in WWE.
There's too many.
Braun flipped one over, ripped a door off of it.
The Undertaker
Well,
was
while
in a
Mr.
back
McMahon was
seat
in it.
on one.
All right, what do you guys want to talk about? Smackdown.
Okay. What was the first match once again?
Well,
yeah,
it was-
I just need to look.
I mean, there was the Women's Championship one. There was the...
Yeah, that's it.
I mean, yeah, I would start there.
Asuka versus Charlotte. The Women's Championship.
Sorry, I wasn't paying attention. What are we talking about?
What are they... Asuka versus Charlotte.
Oh, okay.
What the hell are they doing?
So my thought was but I think I was just as shocked as everybody. And then when Charlotte actually won, I was just like, okay. My first thought was that too. Then I started thinking about, okay, if you're gonna have that title on the card, especially late into the upcoming couple of weeks of WrestleMania, if you have Asuka as a champion, the best case scenario is what? You're going to have her against, Mandy Rose and, maybe two other girls in a Fatal 4-Way. It's a C-plus match, and Mandy wins the title or something like that. That's, best case scenario that's going to happen. Or would you rather put more fire into the main event and make it more prestigious because it is the main event as the first time of women, and just building that up even more? Because that once I started to realize, I think that's the route that they're going, the more I kind of like it. If you're gonna make this historic main event be really eye-popping and all that, especially to a casual fan, that's one way of doing it, having two champions on two different brands being in the same match, rather than just putting a C plus another match on the card.
So you think they're going to pull a Daniel Bryan versus Batista versus Randy Orton type thing, where at the end it's Becky holding up both titles?
No, I think they already said that SmackDown title is not going to be defended.
Oh, so then...
They say that this week, but they're not saying that next week.
It's just... At least... I don't know. Then what's the point to have her...
Yeah, I saw
too.
one report saying that I saw one report saying that SmackDown title is not being defended. It's just Charlotte has it and just walking into the match with it.
My only comment to that is, have you ever met Vince McMahon?
I met him once.
Never met him.
Nope, never met him.
I watch a lot of his
met him.
programming though.
Watch a lot of his programming,
pretty much.
though. Yeah.
Pretty much know him.
I know, right? But,
I know that
If
he
it's not
does whatever
for
the hell he
grabs,
wants.
it makes no sense to have nobody but Charlotte win, though. That's kind of dumb.
yeah.
Should he become a 9-time champion?
Yeah.
Well, at least put the title on the line then. Then, I mean, I guess...
No,
That's what
I
we
mean,
talked about.
No, that's what I'm saying. I don't get where everybody's thinking that title needs to be defended. It doesn't.
But then why she
If,
wins it,
if you're
though?
gonna
Yeah, but what's the point of giving it to her? then?
Yeah.
to make that main event more prestigious, because now
But it
it's
doesn't
a
add
it's
anything.
Yes, it does. You have two actual champions in the same match.
Yeah, but that doesn't mean anything if both titles aren't being defended.
Yeah.
For now.
You don't have to.
Charlotte
You
has-
don't
Charlotte has
have
nothing to
You
lose.
don't have to have both be defended.
Charlotte has nothing to lose when
Yes,
she goes
yeah,
in.
so yeah, no,
So-
I get that. I get that part. If Charlotte lost, whatever. But even if Charlotte didn't have the title and she lost anyways, what did she lose out of that anyways?
The match.
Right, but even if she was SmackDown champion
I just
or not,
think-
and if she lost a match anyways, See, that's what I'm saying, because with Charlotte's resume, I think
don't.
Charlotte has the best resume out of all of them. If Charlotte loses that
Yeah.
match, does that really hurt her? No. Even if she isn't
Yeah.
a SmackDown champion going in, if she is a SmackDown champion, then she really doesn't lose anything if she loses the match.
Yeah, so I think what I think is that this main event doesn't need another champion. Like, I don't think it needs it. Like,
No, that's what I'm saying.
Like-
I don't think it
like-
needed it either. But what I'm
Yeah.
saying is, does this make it more eye-popping and more holy crap? Yes. I think from a positive or negative point, does it get more of a reaction that you have two champions in there? One of them is a champion that's not putting that title on the line, but is going after another. Positive or negative, does it get a reaction out of you more than what it was before?
It would be more prestigious if she won it a while ago. This is really too close to WrestleMania, and that.
Right, I get that.
Yeah.
I get that. I get that if you're
Yeah.
like, why is this decision like 2 weeks out? I get that.
yeah,
So
that's probably where I like have a bitter taste in my mouth in it, is that like it's so weird like that they're doing this 2 weeks before Mania. Like that just is that's the thing that rubs me the wrong way. Granted, if she would have won it, maybe like if it was Charlotte versus whoever at the last pay-per-view, you know, like Charlotte against Asuka at the last pay-per-view and she won it, or like on a SmackDown like right after the pay-per-view and she won it, right? Like, and there's more of a build of like, I don't need to put this title on the line because I'm so damn good that I don't need to, you know? And like all these other things, and just saying like just that build and that they can do with that. And she's Charlotte Flair. Like, Flair alone, the last name, her family lineage brings enough prestige to it. At least in my opinion. But like, you throw a title on top of it, if built properly, then it would be awesome. But I don't think it's going to be built properly in 2 weeks.
Also, I think you did mention it, Emin, that what would you rather see, that C plus match with the Fatal 4-Way, or just have Charlotte take it with her to the main event? I just think, man, you kind of screwed Asuka and maybe the other three women who could have been having a Mania match, and now they're going to be stuck at the pre-show.
From a perspective of like, if you're thinking for the wrestlers and this and that, from that perspective, yes, I get it. From a fan perspective of like, I mean, were all of us gonna sit there and watch that match anyway if that was on the card? No,
I would.
guarantee you, I'd be
Asuka,
taking a whiz for like the next 10 minutes until that thing was done. And I think
What, the Fatal
majority,
Yeah,
yes, if that was on the card.
Yeah.
And keep in mind too, if that was actually planned, they weren't building towards it, because we still had another 2 weeks before, even if they were gonna do that. So that's what
I mean,
I'm
they
saying.
kinda-
like if
yeah,
you take that off the card,
I mean-
and you got one more week to build up, like there's two champions in one match. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
They kind of built.
The only thing that they've built is Mandy and Sonya. I think that's what they've kind of built.
And that's what I thought the Fatal 4-Way would come into play, or at least the triple threat was, like Sonya and Mandy versus Sonya versus Mandy versus Asuka.
Yeah.
So that's what I thought.
Yeah, that's what I thought it was going to.
Yeah, but then they did
Yeah.
this whole swerve thing, and then take the title off Asuka, and I was like, "What the hell's going on?"
Swerve.
Yeah. To me, I was like, all right, fine. I mean, I didn't want to see that anyways, so whatever.
I kind of wanted to see it, but it is what it is. Well, we still have a week, and you guys did tell me about that stipulation about the 6-man. If one of them attacks or doesn't get along with each other, they're off the match. So I wonder what's gonna happen there.
I mean, that opens it up.
Yeah,
But I
I don't
don't
see
know
them
why they
changing
would.
it.
I don't know why they would build a triple threat and then just all of a sudden just be like, oh, yep. So Charlotte slapped Becky, so she's like not able to be on it. Like, I just can't see that happening.
That would be.
That's just.
it's weird that they put the
It just
stipulation
sounds
in too.
so dumb.
Yeah. I think you put the stipulation in, so you're actually going to be sitting there and watching the actual match unfold, which is another waste of time for that show. with the 3 people in the main event, because now you actually have to watch them be in that match instead of like watch the storyline develop. And then I think they put that stipulation in just to do that little swerve, like, oh well, maybe Charlotte will turn on because now that she's won the title, it takes her off of the match or it takes her off the card. But then again,
you think they give Becky a belt before WrestleMania?
Give her the NXT Women's Championship. She comes in during Takeover Friday night.
Baszler.
It's so weird.
That would be nuts.
Fatal 5-way?
It's a fatal 4-way. It's no DQ.
Baszler and the Horsewoman just beat up all the contestants, and they need an opponent, so they bring out Becky Lynch. Because that's what she's been doing every NXT, just beating up every chick.
Yeah.
We'll get there.
We'll get there when it comes.
But
man, yeah. Oh man, that was a big
such
conversation. But it's so weird what they're doing with this.
But it also just kind of shows that they're just kind of throwing Asuka aside and like, yep, you don't really matter. The best women on the card are Charlotte, Ronda, and and Becky. Like those are the 3. So those are the 3. So we're gonna put another title on Charlotte, and
by the way,
Asuka, you're gonna be like off the card and put to a pre-show match.
The number 2 trending after that match was Asuka on, I believe, Twitter, and yeah.
Yeah, but Vince doesn't look at Twitter. He's not gonna care.
I mean, WWE does.
Yeah, but Vince has the final say.
Yeah, his writers.
So it's all up to Vince. But yeah, that's it. We'll see what happens next week, and we'll talk about it more. But that's not much we can say until everything's said. Everything's set because we don't know what's gonna happen. Anything can change during the last week. So
yeah. I will say this: it would be interesting to see how they go through the beginning of the WrestleMania card, because I think there was one WrestleMania Brett kind of did the same thing where he had I think he had a match with Owen to start the show, and then he ended the night winning the WWE Championship.
Yeah.
Well, so did that was against Yokozuna, and Yokozuna also had a match the same night.
Yeah. So you never know. You could have Charlotte start off by defending the title against Asuka again, and that. But if you did it at that point, then what was the point of doing it? I don't know.
It's weird. We'll talk about it more later. Let's see what happens next week. But yeah,
for sure.
Charlotte wins, then Becky has Asuka has the rematch clause.
There's no rematch clause anymore.
There's no rematch clauses. The whole reason of giving us the what do you call it, authority, quote unquote, is so that there's no more rematch clauses. It's literally the only thing we've gotten from it, because everything we want we're not getting.
Yep.
But so that AJ and Kurt Angle match.
God.
Why didn't we not get it? What the hell?
Because the gauntlet. Because the gauntlet.
I was disappointed that we didn't get it either. But if you were gonna cut it short, at least they progressed the Randy and AJ storyline. So
I still wanted to see Angle versus AJ, but yeah, Miz. But the Miz and Shane, I really don't care. Not too much.
To only give that 2 minutes, Angle and AJ are close friends, had a lot of work together in TNA,
been to each other's bar mitzvahs.
Been to each other's bar mitzvahs. Even though they're not even AJ's the complete opposite of Jewish, and I just think that AJ is also another one that works so well with Angle that I would have loved to see at least go 5 minutes before Orton comes in and just does an RKO like he does every other week.
That's all I was good for, just RKOs and nothing else.
The 3 most deadly letters in sports entertainment.
I guess it progresses the story, but we didn't get much after that. It was just the RKO and that's it. He leaves.
Well, and then Kurt comes and angle slams him, and then he's done, and then he's on top.
Almost botched that angle slam. I don't know if you saw that.
Yeah.
He almost didn't get him over.
Yeah, it was pretty botched.
But yeah, the gauntlet. What if we get another gauntlet match? I don't want another one.
You got a gauntlet match, player?
Which has been having a lot of gauntlet matches apparently. More than usual. I've never seen this many.
So many gauntlet
And
matches.
a gauntlet match with the Undertaker.
Oh no!
You know who
Change
else
it.
is in there? Randy Orton.
Oh my god.
Change it up. Have Kofi do an Iron Man match next week against somebody.
No, next week is gonna be built up. I don't think he's gonna have a match. I'll be surprised if you have a match.
You have a last man standing match against Chris Benoit.
A 6-man
next,
tag
player.
team gauntlet match.
Oh no. Oh no.
Oh my gosh.
I was disappointed that they eliminated Carl Anderson and Gallows right away.
Yeah.
Like, really? They come out after a long
like-
hiatus and then they're out.
You're going to AEW now, brother.
Yeah, probably are.
Yep.
It's crazy. Yeah, it's just good. Bar, yada yada. We all celebrate. Congratulations, Kofi. You're going to WrestleMania.
Yeah.
I mean, the hype in the
Well,
crowd
yeah.
behind this.
I did like
it's got
the,
so much support.
Yeah.
Yeah, I did like the idea of where if you're finally like, okay, do this obstacle thing and you get a title shot or whatever, because they were doing that with Kofi for so long. And, you know, you knew that they were going to drag it out one more time. I like the fact that the very last time that they're doing it didn't involve him. It involved Kofi and Big E. Xavier and Big E. That's what I did like about. That's why I didn't really mind that it was another gauntlet match, was because it involved them and they were doing it for him.
Yeah.
That's what I thought was good writing on that part.
I felt like it should have been flipped around in a way. I feel like this one should have been from last week, and then Kofi would have won this one. I don't know. At least that's what I thought. They should have the singles gauntlet match this week, and then tag team should have been last week.
Well, I think like they are trying to like push the support that Kofi gets from Big E and Xavier, and you know that like has built and built and built to the point where he got screwed last week in the gauntlet match, right? And then like to the point where Big E and Xavier were on Twitter or on whatever and saying like, we're thinking about quitting, you know, and like all that kind of stuff. Granted, like that's all work. I get that, but like the story has built it in the way to where Big E and Xavier are like the ride or dies that are going to do anything to try to get Kofi a title shot. And so it makes sense for the story, but for sure to build up Kofi, I think you're right though that it would have to like to build Kofi up and to see that Kofi earned it instead of Big E and Xavier earning it. I would think it's would make more sense for Kofi to
Win it last, yeah.
win it. Yeah.
Because it felt weird when Big E and Woods won it. I know they're a team and that's what they're all about. I don't know. It just felt weird when they won it and they're all celebrating for Kofi. I don't know. It didn't feel right for some reason. I'm like, shouldn't you be happy for Big E and Woods for winning and for helping you out? It was weird. But I liked it.
Put that Smackdown.
Yeah. What you guys think? Overall, final thoughts. Good, bad. I liked it. Not as. Yeah, I liked it.
I'll give it a.
Go for it.
Go for it, payback.
Right.
Go for it, Andy.
Go
You
for it.
first, man. Go for it. Go now. Go for it.
Go for it.
Connect between 3 and 5.
Connect between 3 and 5. I'm gonna give it
Fuck, is that even
a
mean?
half cocked up thumbs up.
cocked.
So there's the bar. There's half cocked up. Not full thumbs up,
Like halfway.
but like a halfway up. Yeah.
Like it's bending down, into like a perfect 90-degree angle.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, that works.
Meg, what'd you think?
I liked it, man. I didn't fall asleep during SmackDown because
Oh,
A show.
I know, right?
Fucking A show.
I didn't fall asleep to it. Payback.
I don't know, man. You never have a case on Mondays. It's just 2 hours. You don't count Temptation Island, of course.
Can we talk about Temptation Island?
I don't know, man.
See,
I don't
this-
want to miss AJ. I
this
don't
is
want to
a
miss
finale.
Daniel Bryan. I don't want to miss Joe.
Yeah, they're all good.
Kurt Angle's last match.
I don't want to miss Caitlyn from Temptation Island.
Dude,
You
Caitlyn, Nicole,
should.
Penelope. I feel like that's a name
Rich.
that'd be on there. Brett, yeah,
Penelope.
Rich, some
Rich.
douchebag named Rich. That's just from Miami, but he's on an island now.
Anyways.
All right.
Payback.
Maybe some future WWE superstars on Temptation Island, man. Look where the Miz came from.
Who knows? We'll
Possibly.
see next time. We'll see next time. Payback, what do you think? I know you're going
All right. 4.5 pay stars.
4.5 face stars.
Oh, also, every single tag team made an appearance in some way or form this week.
Okay.
Except for Kurt
The only
Hawkins.
one that didn't make an appearance was Epico.
We got Primo, though.
Yeah, Primo.
Epico.
What do you think, man? Overall.
Miles better than Raw.
I would agree.
We did get matches that made sense. No, wait, we did, right?
Yep.
I mean, we'll go over that. Oh, no. I mean, that whole Charlotte was weird. It was just last minute, it felt like, but yeah. Actually, you know what?
Mm-hmm.
Dude, yeah, that match felt so awkward. Like when they announced it was for the belt. Even Asuka was just like not even reacting to it.
Wait, you
Just
think,
another
what?
match for her.
It's right belt?
She's like, nope, I know that I'm dropping the belt tonight, so I'm pissed.
Yeah.
I did like it more than Raw. A lot quicker.
That's the only thing I hated about it, that she lost the belt.
Yeah. I'm gonna get that Angle and AJ match, but
Oh yeah, definitely that.
wait,
But it
man,
put more fire on the match, like they said.
never mind. I think it was kind of, now that I think about it, this SmackDown is pretty much kind of like Raw in a way. We didn't get the Angle match. We got at least Carl Anderson and Gallows get eliminated quickly, and I got mad about that. We get the Gauntlet match, another one. It was better. I guess it was a bit better than.
It's not a beat the clock challenge, Kevin.
Yes, it was.
It's a
Yeah, I know.
If they did do the same things, they did it with a purpose. They changed it up, and it was Miles better storytelling. Like Raw just puts. There's times where Raw just puts something up, and there's no logic behind it.
I guess you're right.
I like to
Facts.
see what can work on Raw, and it's more polished on SmackDown. But I don't know.
I don't know either. But that's it.
But that's SmackDown, my friends.
That's SmackDown and Raw. And now, the host, can you please move us along?
All right, so next up is NXT. Who was giving that recap?
Your boy Tegato, baby.
Go for it.
Oh, my favorite person.
Teato,
All
I'll
right,
let you know.
so and
I did watch
What?
this.
you did?
I
All right,
did.
sweet, good.
Don't
All
worry,
right.
I got your back.
I love it.
I got your
This was I thought this was a good show, but I'll get to that in a moment. The show opened up with the NXT Championship on a pedestal in the ring, and Adam Cole, baby, walks out.
Adam Cole, baby.
And also the Dusty Cup is like sitting on stage because the finals are tonight or on this show. And he walks out and he calls Johnny Gargano to the ring. and is gonna like totally like tell Johnny Gargano what's coming to him. Gargano comes out, and like Cole and Gargano walk to the ring, or Gargano's in the ring, and the crowd literally just is on fire during this. They literally are. It seemed for like 2 to 3. It seemed like a super long time, probably close to 2 minutes or so, of them just sitting there staring at the crowd, and the crowd's just chanting, "Johnny Wrestling, Adam Cole, Johnny Wrestling, Adam Cole," and it goes back and forth and back and forth and back and forth. Gargano basically just says stuff like, "I'm gonna show you why they call me Johnny Takeover."
What is it? Adam Cole tell them? Oh,
Adam Cole says that he's not
recognition.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah, he yells at the crowd.
Yeah.
First of all, I don't need your help to win this match, and then everybody starts booing, but then they start cheering him again.
And Johnny Gargano's like,
Adam Cole, baby.
And Johnny's like, yeah, I don't mind you calling me Johnny Wrestling.
And then Johnny was like, or Adam's like, Johnny, they shouldn't call you Johnny Takeover. They should call you Johnny Participation.
I don't know, about cheesy when he said that.
That's a good line.
I mean, it was funny.
And then, that made me laugh, but yeah.
Yeah. And, you know, Adam Cole speaks to how he debuted at the Barclays Center and beat Drew McIntyre. And then talks about how he didn't earn that, Johnny Gargano didn't actually earn to be in that match. And then Gargano goes on this heated, like, rant almost. I really loved this promo at the beginning of the show, but he goes on this heated, like, passionate speech about how he didn't just roll out. He didn't just, like, come in on top. He had to scratch and claw and struggle as an indie guy in one of the first Dusty Cups to then come back and, like, basically, like, recapped his career. Adam Cole starts to leave, and then he turns around and says he's going to be NXT champion because, and then the rest of the Undisputed Era comes on. And he said, what was the line at the end? It was such a really good one. He said it's not going to be,
What was it?
I don't know what it says. He's not, because, you know, he said because it's the best 2 out of 3 falls. He said it's not going to be something, but it's going to be undisputed, and that's how he ended
definitive?
it. I was like,
not going to be definitive.
No.
It's going to be undisputed.
Cole said his opponent can scratch and claw all he wants, but Undisputed Man will still leave, right? Something like that.
No, definitive. It's not going to be definitive because that's the word that Triple H used last week. And so he's like, it's not going to be definitive, but it's going to be undisputed. And I was like, all right. I'm like, that was good.
So good.
So that's what
Adam Cole to win now.
Fuck, man. I never wanted him not to win.
That's true. And so then we had a match right after that. It was a women's tag match.
Holy moly. That promo put me up about this match, you know.
Put me down real quick.
Yeah.
So we had the people in this match were Aaliyah and Vanessa Bourne. And they were in this like weird pink, and I'm like,
cousins
all
are
right,
they,
cool.
man?
And then we had on the other side of the tag team was Casey Catanzaro, who is the American Ninja Warrior girl, and then Lacey Lane, who's kind of cool. Like, I think she was in the Mae Young Classic. Yeah, she does. But she was she was in the Mae Young Classic last year, and that was where she debuted.
I mean, wasn't this her NXT TV though?
I do believe it was her. She's actually from like the Florida area. So like people in the crowd really liked her, and she had a decent pop because she had family and stuff in the crowd.
Oh, it's cheating. That's cheating. You can't do that.
So during this match though, like they're going and they have, I don't know, a decent match, whatever. And it was all of a sudden interrupted by Shayna Baszler, Jessamyn Duke, and Marina Shafir. Born and Aaliyah peace out like they're like the heels they are, and then the horsewomen attack Casey and Shayna Baszler. Casey is putting a Kirakuda clutch, and then she uses her athleticism to fight out, and she starts taking on all the women. And then all of a sudden she's back in the clutch again, and she's like passed out. And then as they're walking out, Shayna walks over to the announce desk, and you see like Percy's face, and he's like in absolute terror.
Oh yeah.
And he tells them that this will continue to keep happening as long as the champ keeps getting mistreated.
Now,
so that was that second match.
So I haven't been watching almost every week. Why is she being mistreated? What's going on?
Well, she thinks that they're putting people in the title matches that are like that don't deserve to be in the title matches, and that she's going to be taking her and her horsewomen are going to be taking it out on everybody else until they get the respect that they deserve. And I'm like, all right, whatever. Like, cool, Shayna. Why don't you hurry up and just get called up to the main roster? I'm sick of Shayna Baszler. I want somebody else as champ, but we'll get to that in a moment. The next match that happened was Matt Riddle versus Kona Reeves.
Dude.
Who is freaking Kona Reeves?
When you were telling me about this match, because I wasn't watching it at the same time as you, you were telling me who's Kona Reeves. I'm like, I don't know. It sounds familiar. And I looked it up. I was like, I have no idea who this guy is.
So
dude's been there for years.
Yeah. So apparently he like did get called up.
I love like Kona Reeves.
Like he did get called up to the main roster for like one or like dark matches, I think. And then like because they mentioned it when he came back like earlier this year or something, because like he's not been on NXT TV very often. And when he does, it's like just a job out to people. But like he's so bad, bro. Like, why do you have blonde locks of love like that? And why are you trying to be a Samoan Ric Flair? Like, please don't. But this match happens. Matt Riddle comes out and is doing Matt Riddle stuff. But
I love this part.
During this match, something just amazing happens. Velveteen Dream comes in to like interfere / like get Matt Riddle's attention, and he gets carried out by these women on a couch.
Yeah.
They pull a couch, a purple couch, out on the stage and set it down, and these girls are sitting on each end of it. And he's like sitting there drinking water from a chalice and like calling out Matt Riddle and all this kind of stuff.
Awesome.
And Riddle, and I was like, are you kidding me? Like, this is so great. Like, Dream is prime time. Like, I love that. Love it. And so then Riddle defeats Kona Reeves, and he wins with the bro. What do they call it? The bro mission. And Matt Reeves walks up on stage, grabs the chalice from Velveteen Dream and like drinks it. But like when he's drinking it, he pours it all over his body. And so it's like all over the front of his like chest. And then he tosses the chalice away. And he goes like, bro. And then he walks off stage.
No, wasn't it? He's like, I'll see you at Takeover or something like that.
Yeah, he's like, I'll see you at Takeover.
You just called him Matt Reeves, bro. I'm calling Matt Riddle up right now.
It's Matt Riddle.
It's Matt Riddle. It's official. It's done.
Matt Reeves.
Nope, Matt Riddle.
It's done. So, yeah, nonetheless, I think that was fun, just for the fact of Velveteen Dream. And then it was the main event, boys. And the main event of tonight is the Dusty Classic.
Finals.
In the finals, and we had Aleister Black and Ricochet and the Forgotten Sons. Honestly, this match was really high-paced, and I thought it was really fun.
A lot was happening. A lot was happening in that match.
There was a lot happening all the time. Like, you had the third Forgotten Son out there, like, trying to cheat his way into different things. He ends up getting kicked. I mean, the way the match goes is this. So, towards the end, Jackson Riker, who is the third Forgotten Son, that's like supposed to be the singles guy, like, tries to kick or hit off Aleister Black's foot from a rope break during a pinfall, and he gets caught by the ref. Riker gets thrown out, and so then right after this happens, like, that's kind of when the end of the match happened. Like, you had Ricochet, you had Aleister hit someone with the black mass. He falls down into Ricochet's 630. But right after Aleister hits this black mass, he runs to the opposite corner, jumps over, hits the second turnbuckle, and does a moonsault from that second turnbuckle onto one of the guys that's on the outside of the ring. And that's how they win the match.
It was pretty cool.
And and afterwards the War Raiders come out,
face to face,
and they do face to face with them, and the Dusty Cup's like in between them. And so that's what our takeover match is going to be: is Ricochet and Black versus the War Raiders for the NXT Tag Team titles.
So they won't be at WrestleMania.
Or will they?
They can't be, can they?
And then, next week, they start hyping up. They've hyped up some stuff about. I think next week they're saying that Bianca Belair will face Kairi Sane. Next week's takeover next week's NXT before takeover. So that was it.
It's gonna be good.
That's NXT. What do you guys think? What are you guys excited for?
Good promo at the beginning. Good match at the end. Kind of iffy in the middle, but that's how it is. This is strong from beginning to end, in my opinion.
Yeah, I mean, the Matt Riddle Kona Reeves match, like the match itself, not that great, but with the adding of Velveteen, it
made it fun.
It made it so much more that made it so much more enjoyable during that middle portion. I don't even know what they're trying to do there with the women's tag team matches. Okay.
They did mention about Bayley and Sasha can defend their titles at NXT, but I don't think they have, right? Or did they?
No, they haven't yet.
Yeah.
But they haven't really built up anybody that's in NXT as women's tag teams. They're starting to build this Vanessa Bourne and Aaliyah.
Yeah.
But like, I just have no idea who they are. So,
Yeah.
or like, why should I care? So.
It's gonna take a while before we get some at least decent tag team women's in NXT.
Uh-huh. Yeah, I mean, they could have went with Io Shirai and Kairi Sane, but they have heard them in a program with Bianca and Shayna Baszler for the title. So, but yeah, the promo at the beginning and the match at the end were probably my highlights, and the middle highlight would be the Velveteen Dream stuff. But what do you guys think? Did anybody else watch NXT this week?
Payback. 2009. Jesus. All right then. Yeah, man.
I did not. I didn't have a chance to watch. I only caught the end of Black and Ricochet winning, and I was curious too if they're gonna be at Mania or not. That's about it.
I don't think we are. Yeah, I believe we are. I think that's it.
Omega.
I think Omega is trying to get the report on.
MIA.
He's MIA. He's trying to get his report filled in. So.
All right. Well, that's the NXT recap, ladies and gents.
Good. It was good. Can't wait for a takeover. Can't wait to see next week. The final build-up for it.
Yeah. Yeah, it's gonna be interesting to see what they do with next week.
But now that we're finished with that, let's check in on what's going on in New Japan real quick, because I don't know what's going on lately. So it's hello, Omega. Oh, we got to that part of the podcast where we trying to figure out what's going on in New Japan.
Oh, hey, dude.
What's up? Can you tell us what's going on?
How's it going, brother?
It's going good. Tell us what's going on in New Japan.
Oh, New Japan, yeah, New Japan, yeah, the wrestling report is going around pretty good. Okada won the New Japan Cup, so he's going to Madison. He's going to Madison Square Garden, and he's facing Jay White.
Oh, okay.
Hopefully, Dave Meltzer gives that a 5-star match. I know he gave me a 5-star match back when I wrestled.
Oh, you kind of sound. Wait, you all right? You sound a little weird.
Sound like what?
He sounds a little hulky.
Yeah, Takata was saying you sound a little bit hulky. You're all right though, right?
Alright, you got me. It's me, dude.
Oh shoot!
Oh, you can still in a concussion, bro.
I knew it. What happened? We just had Omega on the podcast.
That was me, dude.
Oh my god!
I knew you were gonna let me on the podcast, brother, so I just sneak on.
Damn it!
Let me tell you something, Kevin.
Tell me real quick.
Good report like the back of my hand.
Yeah.
In this deep sleep, this deep coma.
Huh?
Okada's winning. He won the New Japan Cup.
Hmm.
It's gonna main event Madison Square Garden, dude.
Hmm.
But that's not what I want to talk to you about, Kevin.
What about Kenny Omega? Is he gonna be there?
What the hell's Kevin Omega?
Oh. He's another wrestler.
Listen, Kevin.
Tell me.
I got this box,
Uh-huh.
and Macho Man's inside this box.
Oh, okay. We gotta go, Hulk.
No.
I'm sorry.
He's got all these
We're breaking up. I'm going under the tunnel. We'll call you back another time. Thanks. Jesus. My lord.
Macho Man is in this box.
Holy moly. I should have hung up on him like 10 seconds ago.
Oh gosh.
What's going on in that box?
I don't want to know.
Apparently, the Hulkster does not know Kenny Omega. That's curious.
Yeah, it's surprising.
Apparently not.
He knows about the 5 stars, though, from Dave Meltzer, so.
Oh well, I guess we can move on
The
to
only
the
way-
news real fast.
Yeah.
Yep. The news.
All right, the newest
News.
wrestler to undergo a name shortening is Mustafa Ali, and he will now be
Oh,
referred to
gosh.
as Ali. I don't get it, but whatever.
I don't get it either.
Yeah.
Why do they do it?
Apparently,
Why do they
was at
always
the
do
request
that?
of Mustafa Ali as well, but I don't get why.
What?
Um. Also, apparently, WWE reportedly is not committed to doing another Evolution pay-per-view without Ronda Rousey.
What?
Wow. Oh, okay. We see that their women's
Also,
division isn't strong enough then.
yeah, I was about to say, well, so much for all women are involved in making this happen.
Yeah.
Yeah. Know what to say there. 2 more things left in this news. Apparently, Goldust's deal with the WWE has expired, and he has currently a 90-day non-compete, and he will be a free agent in May.
Insert
AEW.
insert Cody Rhodes.
He's not gonna
Insert
compete.
Cody Rhodes, Jeff.
He's not gonna compete in AEW, so he can be in there right away.
I don't know who's Cody's opponent at Double or Nothing.
There's no way that he has his brother fight
No.
against him.
It's gonna be MJF.
Dustin
never had a
is
Cody
so
versus-
like
Yeah.
he needs to retire. He needs to retire.
I'm pretty sure we
No,
had
that was Stardust.
close enough. God damn it.
No, that's Stardust. It's freaking Cody. It's Cody.
No, they had that stupid angle where he was conflicted about if he was Cody or Stardust, and it made that match go from like a 4-star to like a 1.5 star.
It was Cody. That's it.
Anyways, the last thing is the WrestleMania Access stuff over WrestleMania weekend has been announced.
Worlds
Let's see. Worlds Collide, yes. So if you don't know what Worlds Collide is, they're bringing in talent from Raw, NXT, SmackDown Live, NXT UK, and 205 Live.
I was gonna say, don't they already do that
WrestleMania
anyways?
weekend.
Don't they already do that during Raw and SmackDown with NXT guys?
Anyways, on Thursday it is NXT versus NXT alumni. Just to give you a little tease of what the matches will be like, there's one against Roderick Strong versus Tyler Breeze, Dijakovac versus Harper, Luke Harper, Sanity versus Undisputed Era, and Cassius Ohno versus Aiden English.
Oh no.
Aiden English?
Oh no.
No. On Friday, it is the Cruiserweights Collide, where it is 205 Live, NXT UK, and NXT, with matches like Tyler Bate versus the Brian Kendrick, Akira Tozawa versus Jordan Devlin, Flash Morgan Webster and Mark Andrews versus Davari and Mike Kanellis, and Alberto Hardy Jr. versus Grand Metalik versus Ligero.
Huh.
And let's see, Saturday, it is the NXT UK tapings. That's all it tells me. It doesn't tell me what else is on there. So
Walter.
And then
Wait, is this all for
Sunday.
Is this for this
What?
weekend?
Yes. No,
Oh.
next weekend.
Oh, for
WrestleMania weekend.
Oh, okay.
WrestleMania weekend.
Okay.
When's Hall of Fame?
And then Sunday, before no, that's during the morning, like the NXT UK tapings on Saturday.
God, it's so jumbled up. Holy moly.
Huh.
Yeah. Okay. Sunday morning, from 8 a.m. to 12 p.m. is the Brands Battle, where they have 20 Superstar Battle Royales taking place from WrestleMania, which will feature NXT, NXT UK, and 205 Live Superstars. Yeah. And then Monday, the day after WrestleMania, is the Women's Collide matches, where you have superstars from NXT, NXT UK, Raw, and SmackDown, with matches like Io Shirai versus Sonya Deville, Toni Storm versus Nikki Cross versus Bianca Belair, Piper Naveen versus Zelina Vega, and Candice LeRae versus Kaylee Ray, and more.
Candice LeRae versus Kaylee Ray?
Yeah, I don't know who that is.
She's part of... Wait, what?
Kylie Ray's part of AEW.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking too. Is this a different Kylie Ray?
No, what, Candice LeRae?
You said Candice LeRae versus Kylie Ray?
Kaylee Ray.
Kaylee Ray?
Kaylee
That-
Ray.
Am I right, Tagato?
She's NXT UK.
Oh, Kaylee Ray.
Yeah, that's what I
Is
said.
Kylie
Kaylee
Ray.
No, I
is
didn't say
a-
I didn't say Kylie.
No. Okay. Oh, God, why do they have so many similar names? What the hell? that confused me a little bit there.
Yep.
Anyways.
And that's
but-
all the news I have for you this week.
That's all the news. News.
News.
So, I wasn't keeping track on the time.
We're pretty long in the tooth.
Pretty long. You guys want to
About
talk
2 hours.
Are we?
If you're gonna go over the next what? Yeah, we didn't start till about 8:30.
Oh, shoot. So we're not doing 2K talk then.
If you want to go over it really quickly, I don't
mean-
know how much news there would be.
It's fine. No, I mean, not news. Just talk about the game in general. I mean, we can save it for next time. I don't mind.
I don't think we'll have time next time.
Spoiler alert, it's trash.
It's been trash.
It's gotten a lot. This year is a lot better than last year.
Yeah. But the funny thing about
I
this...
would agree.
The funny thing about it is that I love how they mentioned... Oh, someone mentioned that they're trying to improve the hair. And I was like, really? They're trying to improve the hair? The hair... I don't really care too much of the hair. Improve anything
You know how
else.
zoomed out it is?
Yeah, that's right. I'm like, why does it really matter about the hair? But, you know, it's their deal. They just want
No,
to
you know,
wanna see the
they
glorious
need to
vein
stop.
of,
They need to stop making it like a simulator with these. I hate the mini games. All the mini games suck.
Yeah.
Just like make it fun. Just make it fun.
If they want to make it
Step
like...
number 1, take out submissions.
No, keep submissions in.
The mini games for submissions freaking suck.
The mini games, just have us mash a button, bro.
Yeah.
Like that's all we need to do is just
Have
mash
us
a
do
button
just-
and have a meter.
Just this the whole time, you know? I wouldn't mind it. I don't know. So we all played 2K. I'll just go real quick. Just go over it. So we all played 2K. WWE 2K. And what do you guys think? Just overall. From the span, ever since they took over the license, that 2K overtook over the license, what do you guys think?
Batista thumbs down.
2 thumbs down, huh?
2 thumbs down.
2 thumbs down.
I
know,
was
there
on
used to be
the collector's
this-
edition in one of those games, dude.
Get out of here, Hulk. Get Omegaveli in here real quick.
So they brought something back this year that they should have brought back in when the second year they got it. Like the first game they produced as 2K.
Big head mode.
Like obviously, man. No, I'm talking about story mode
Oh.
because it's pretty much this is the first year
Yeah,
2K
Kevin,
has had it
Swanky.
and it's actually been a thing pretty much.
There's voice acting too.
I know, perfect.
And voice acting.
I mean, they
John
With
Cena was
everybody
right on
except for
point.
John Cena.
Yeah. Hello, my name's yeah.
I'm John Cena.
I'm John Cena, and I'll beat
It's
you.
me, John Cena.
I'm John Cena.
It's like, holy moly, they couldn't get the John Cena to voice act his own character. That's crazy.
If they could, they couldn't put him in the fucking game like as like a janitor or some shit.
Yeah.
Just to know that he fucking cares. Alright, kid, you're gonna win
Dude,
that match.
I think that's who they got for the John Cena voice as the janitor at 2K. Because goddamn,
Exactly.
these 2K games need to prove.
You kind of sound like John Cena.
I just think they need to put in GM mode and just let us have fun.
Improve.
Yeah, the NBA 2K games have a great GM mode that I really wish that they would bring to WWE 2K.
Or like
You guys play the
WWE
games, right?
Universe, like Universe mode, but like have multiple people be able to like control different shows.
Yeah,
Yeah.
basically what GM mode would be. I would love
When
it.
you're playing NBA 2K online and you're in a match with somebody, or in a game with somebody, I mean, Do you automatically get sent to a different game? And then
Nah, that's
do you
no, that
hear
doesn't.
somebody in game chat saying, "Oh, dude, I just scored on your ass," even though
No,
you beat him like 5 minutes ago?
No, you don't hear that because
Oh.
the 2K actually cares about NBA franchise and they don't
Oh.
care about the WWE franchise. So
Do you get in NBA 2K? Do you ever get it to where it's delayed and you're trying to time a reversal perfectly and then you miss it all the time?
yeah, no, their servers are pretty active there.
God damn it! It's you know, you don't you,
It's
you don't
one of the it,
you don't have that many people in
The
the
NBA
games too, so it's
Yeah.
weird.
the NBA 2K games are like one of the best-selling games every year, and WWE 2K is like, meh, like it's a niche audience, so I feel like they just don't care.
They work on NBA all year, and 2K they could give a fuck about. Like 2K19 NBA has an updating roster, and we're lucky to get a fucking decent recent roster.
I know. It's usually
Like, we
always
always
out
Like
of
no,
date.
they don't. They're
Yeah.
a year late on everything.
Oh yeah.
Even
like-
even the
That's what
DLCs
their
are
long-term bookings.
late. They're like a year late for the DLCs.
Oh yeah, like Becky Lynch's stuff in this is like not even close to the man or anything. It's like
Goggles.
just normal Becky Lynch, yeah, goggles and all that stuff, and you're
Yeah.
just like, what in the
Steampunk.
hell? Like that's dumb.
I mean, it's just you're just updating the attire. That's all it is. Sometimes it's not much.
Yeah.
I don't know.
That's what community creations is for, I guess.
Yeah, because the community can do much better job than what the 2K guys do.
I would say so.
It's crazy. I don't know. I wish they.
They only hotfix something if it's like fucking Hulk Hogan showing his true colors. But
Yeah.
they took him out.
They took
and
him
that's
out
so
quickly.
fucking stupid.
Yeah. Is NBA 2K on Switch?
I
Yep.
think so.
Is it?
Yes. So they care. I'm guessing
It
they care
is.
more about that since they tried once to put WWE on the Switch and it was
There's
terrible,
no way it could handle it.
buggy, and then they just gave up on it. Not even a fix.
WWE 2K is buggy enough on an Xbox One X. So imagine it on a Switch with like
Hey,
portable processing power and not like 6 teraflops.
they could have lured a bunch of stuff for it though. Like we don't really need the crowd to be 3D models.
No,
We could just have
I
them.
can play with paper.
Yeah,
Cardboard people.
we could have the old cardboard people, or just have the empty arena. I guess I wouldn't mind that.
It
But
could be
there's
a
still, like,
live
the
crowd. And we're
ambiance,
just
like,
we're
crowd.
the fucking computer.
What was that?
But like here's the deal, like with the crowds and all of those games, all they do is make 3 to 4 different models and they just copy and paste them throughout the whole entire place.
Yeah, but the power to render them out, because you gotta render them all out, and they all moving and stuff, so there's a lot of motion there with it. Since they're all.
So
3D
here's a
shapes.
game. Here's a wrestling game that I think kind of gets it. Fire Pro Wrestling.
I was gonna say Five Pro Wrestling. It's so simple.
It's so simple. That's all we need. Like you can create your whole new you can create people and like all the stuff that's in it. There you go. So simple.
Yeah, but then I
Did you hear
would
what the Elite was thinking about? They
what?
talked about it at CTV2. About getting like the old people that made like the NWO on tour games for the Nintendo 64, but making an AEW game.
Ooh. Who made those games though? NWO.
Who fucking knows?
Ew, wasn't it
Some WCW
THQ?
guys. Maybe.
I don't think.
Because THQ made the
Idiots.
SmackDown Shut Your Mouth, SmackDown Here Comes the Pain, and they also
Look it
did
up.
SmackDown versus Raw. Like that was THQ, and I loved those games. I thought every single
Yeah.
one of those games were really good.
Wasn't
Like,
THQ.
I had so. Oh, for the
Oh wait,
NWO game.
the publisher was THQ, but it wasn't. They weren't developed by THQ. This was developed by Sin Sophia. I don't know what the hell. Are they still around?
Is that the NWO versus WCW one?
Yeah.
Who made WWF No Mercy?
WF. No Mercy. That was THQ and Sin Sophia. Yeah.
So they're the ones that I think had the license the whole way through then,
Yeah.
until they relinquished it to 2K.
But man, I really want them to.
Those games.
They're bad. I mean, sometimes they can be fun, you know, when they're just breaking, like the ladders just going to the ring, or like a chair just flying at it, like into the crowd or something like that. It gets funny, but
I mean,
sometimes
the amount of like laughs that we've had because of the jank
yeah.
and the glitches and stuff, but like, come on, like, this
Glitches
is the
have been
21st
around,
century.
like,
Like, let's do it.
Or for that game. But they always been glitchy as shit. It's just like the fucking other things that are unacceptable. Like, they still haven't fixed the match thing. Like, that's always been around. Like, servers, there's always going to be shit.
Wait, what match thing?
But we still keep buying them. The putting people in different matches thing.
Oh, yeah. I don't know. Why can't they fix that? I don't get it.
It's probably something to do with like an old engine that's just been around. They just keep using the same one.
Just can't update it. They can't fix it a little bit.
I did hear that next year 2K is doing a new engine for all of their like NBA and WWE products. Yeah. That's going to be a completely new engine to try to update it. But I don't know if it's going to
They got
make
the
a
money
difference
for it.
though.
What was that, Mega?
I said they got the money for it.
Yeah.
Money making ace.
They don't want to make. They don't want to put the money into WWE games, just because they don't sell
No.
enough as good as NBA. So, last thing, what do you guys want in these 2K games? Bring back something new. What do you guys want? Like, name it off. Take out. What do you want? Make it a wish list.
Give me
I guess.
back. If I had something, give me a GM mode that's universe mode, but with multiple players. Like that you can have. And then I would also say just act like they care.
Act like
Just
Seriously.
actually like at least act like you care, like fix some of these little buggy issues, and like overall just make it fun again. Like, stop having to worry about all these mini games. Like, the mini games aren't fun. Like, they're not fun. Like, you got to figure out something
They're
different
hard.
too.
They're way
Oh
too
yeah,
hard.
they're hard, and it's like all I want to do is have fun and beat each other up and like throw someone through a table. Like, come on, that's like the reason why we get these games is to do the crazy matches, to play as the superstars from the old age, you know, like the legends. And then like I like the create a character stuff, like the custom player stuff. And the community creations. I think those are great, but just go back to the basics. I think they need to simplify. That's what I would do.
Omega. I know Omega has
Dude,
a lot of things. We've been playing these games and been getting them for a
Oh,
long
man.
time. And we should be
I
stopping,
used
but
to
we
hate
still get
Kevin
them.
because of these games.
We gotta get them, dude.
Like Kevin used to whoop my ass back in the day. I was like, damn, I hate this guy.
I know, dude.
He came in. He was young. He was the young upstart who was just winning all these matches, and I was the old grizzled vet. But I don't know, man. That's where I got my name from. Was fucking
these wrestling games. Like one of the choices to pick a name was Omega. I was like, you know what? I'm gonna name my guy that. And then some fucking Canadian asshole just took it, changed the whole thing.
What do you want from the games, though? A wish list, in a way. What do you want from
Dude,
the
I
next
want
game?
them to be taken serious again, man. Like, people used to have, like, competitions and, like, tournaments for this. And, like, actually go to wrestling matches on 2K19. Now they're just, like, nobody plays them.
It's gone down. Yeah. Payback, what do you want?
Alright, so I just want a couple of things. I mean, I want some of their old legends back. I know it's hard because you need to get signed contracts and stuff. I think some of them will come back because of the recent Hall of Fame inductions. But, yeah, just get a couple of those if you can. If not, that's alright. That's not my top priority. I want them to fix the way everything feels, the gameplay-wise. But I can forgive all of this. You can keep it the same as long as I get something where I can be... Me and Omega can start our own wrestling promotion like WWE, and then we are in charge of one of our brands or multiple people, or stuff like that. Just stuff to make, basically. But there's a mode in NBA which is a little different, and yeah, it's a little different, but it's essentially GM mode.
You
And it
talking
just
about
makes it
the
overall more fun.
association?
What's it called?
It's not called Association.
No, it's not called that. Maybe it's NBA Universe. I can't remember. Like you're literally like in charge of the whole thing, not just the brands.
Think I do now? I know you play this a lot.
I mean, I'm not like 100% sure, but the association sounds kind of right. Or maybe it's franchise mode or something.
Franchise, yeah, that's it.
Franchise mode on 2K.
Yeah, like if we did franchise mode in 2K19, it would be like somebody's NXT, somebody's 205 Live, somebody's SmackDown, somebody's Raw. You could even put NXT UK in there. Like all the different promotions, and then we run those shows and we book them, and we try to see who gets the best who gets the best ratings per week.
Yeah.
Yeah, that'd be pretty
Just
sick.
that.
Hey man, what do you want? A wish list for 2K19 or 2Ks. WWE games. You dabbled a
don't
little
really
bit.
play
So,
this.
yeah.
Yeah, I don't really play this game too much for that specific reason, but I will say that I would like to see all that, what everybody said implemented into it. I think the problem with these games is because of what it actually is. It's WWE. Anybody outside of this, like either in video games, sports, competitive video games, they all see it as what it is. It's a gimmick. It's wrestling is a gimmick. Wrestling's fake. Blah 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 blah. It's not real. It's not a sport. So they don't ever treat it that way. It's still real to me. Damn it. So they don't treat it. They don't treat it the way it is. Like I would, as much as I would love for it to be a wrestling version of Madden or a wrestling version of NBA 2K, where you can go into franchise mode, association, GM mode, and tinker with it that way. I just don't think these developers ever would want to do that because they just don't view it that way because that's not how it's marketed. That's not who it's tailored to. It's a PG era on product on TV, so they're gonna market it as a PG kind of gimmicky toy thing for kids on the video game. And where as far as like, well, what stuff can we put in there that we can take serious? Well, they're not gonna take serious and they're gonna half-ass it. So I think the best way to turn it around as far as If you're gonna sell it to somebody like me, that's what I would want. I would want it to be a WWE version of how Madden has been doing it for over the years. Like even if their engine isn't the greatest, their graphics aren't the greatest or whatever, those over time you can improve. But if you make it to where like Tagato and Killer Payback were saying, where we're competing against each other with all these different brands and different shows for ratings like a GM mode, but like how they do it on franchise mode in Madden where you're doing ticket price sales and you're doing like in WWE you could do like merchandise sales, stuff like that, make it feel more realistic. I just think the problem is that's just not how they view it. But if they were to turn their entire mindset around on it, the game would be turned around in that direction as well. So hopefully over time they start to do that.
All right. Me, what I want is a WWE 2K Ultimate, dude. You just get all the wrestlers from all the times, dude. Just put them in the game, Have Stone Cold, Hulk Hogan, Punk back, Get everyone, dude. Just having one big roster. That's what I want.
Just make it WrestleMania 2000.
2000 makes it, yeah. No, but I really want them to improve the servers because goddamn, the servers are just terrible. Even for like usually like a one-on-one match, it gets pretty bad. Where the delay is really like drastic sometimes. It's I can't imagine. I don't know why it's like that. Also, add more matches to play in for online. Because when you play like offline, you get a ton of matches you can do, like 3-on-2, 3-on-1s, 5-on-5, whatever. You don't get that in online. You get like a few matches from each category, but that's about it. You don't get a lot of matches for tag teams or anything like that. It's crazy how many matches you don't get for online play. But that's pretty much what I want. Yeah, just like what you guys said too, that GM mode where you can each people can have their own like brand. That'd be pretty cool too. There's a bunch of things they can add. I don't know why they don't do it. I guess it's because it doesn't sell enough, like the NBA does. NBA does though. It sucks. I want this game to be good. Why do I buy it each year? Who knows? I'm terrible. That's it.
For the updated roster, that's only fucking draw every year.
I know, right?
Like if the Undisputed Era wasn't
The
in this game,
update.
I wouldn't have got it.
But I've been getting it though.
Ba-dum, bum, bum, ba-dum.
Well, Kevin wouldn't have got it if they weren't in the game. You want to sandbag me, man?
I'll say it,
Go
man.
ahead.
Don't worry. I'll see you
Go
in
ahead.
2K19. Don't you worry.
Do what you can.
In this conversation, I just want to say, we got 2K19 right now.
Yeah, 2K19.
Let's all go on it.
I gotta eat.
2K, get on 2K19.
Get on 2K19 right now.
Quit taking out old shit. Putting it in other games.
I would say
Never bring
that's
it back.
I think we got
that's
it.
the end of that topic.
Yeah. All right. Well, I think that's the end of the podcast. Am I wrong? That's everything.
No, that's everything. We got everything down. Next week, last week for the go home show for WrestleMania. We got it.
So we'll be discussing WrestleMania and
G1
Predictions.
Supercard
our
maybe?
hopes and dreams of WrestleMania.
Takeover?
Who knows?
Oh, wait, that's another one.
I mean, we'll talk about Takeover will be Friday, right? This next week Friday.
Is it Friday?
I think Takeover Saturday and WrestleMania is Sunday.
No, it's on Friday because they moved Takeover to Friday.
Shit.
Payback, is that right?
I didn't know this.
When's G1 Supercard? Let me check.
I'm pretty sure they moved it to Friday because they didn't want to compete with the G1 Supercard.
Oh, that's on Saturday then?
Yeah, that's on Saturday.
I thought they moved it because of the Hall of Fame.
Yeah, it's Saturday.
Well, that too, but G1 Supercard's at the same time as Hall of Fame.
Oh, no. We'll see what happens next week. We'll talk more about what we're doing during that weekend.
I know this record's looking fucking stacked.
Yeah,
Wish I
well,
went to New York for
I'll wrap
this.
up the show real fast.
Wrap it up.
All right, everyone. That was the Botched Finished podcast. And if you don't know, that every week we gather around this Xbox Live party to bring you this wrestling stuff. And if you like this, I hope that you follow us on YouTube at bit.ly/botchedfinishedyt. That is bit.ly/botchedfinishedyt. Or follow us on Twitter at twitter.com/botchfinish. I hope you all have great days, and this is KillerPayback, and all you guys say goodbye.
Goodbye.
Peace.
All right, bye. All right, bye, everybody.
You just got botched. I got it, guys.
We botched it. We botched it.
Oh, that's what it was. We botched it. Damn it. Whatever.
We'll see. You botched the finish.
Damn it. I botched it. We botched it. Why is it botched? Who made up that word, botched?
Botched.
Botched.
Me, I did.
No, we didn't. I don't believe you. Liar.
Liar, liar, pants on fire.
Guys, I forgot to press record once again.
Oh, no.
Let's do this all over again. Rewind it.
Son of a bitch.